So welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Backwater Bastards. In space! How are we all doing?
I love space. I always wanted to go there. I always wanted to go there.
Is this your next character?
Nope.
You sound like Carmela Soprano. Oh my God.
So we are going to, in this episode...
Does she love space too?
You always want to go there. Bring some regat.
I always wanted to go there, Evan. You know that.
Always want to bring some regat up in orbit.
I'm only going to be that character if Evan is that character as well.
You do need the two, don't you? Like, you kind of bounce off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then you could just sort of, you kind of be like the two old dudes in the Muppet Show, like constantly heckling everyone's choices and everything.
This is the two old suburban wives. Oh my God. Did you see Miss Hendrickson? Oh,
I've seen it.
Miss forever.
And I disapprove of it too, and she knows.
I mean, if I told her once, I told her 100 times.
No, I know. I wrote it on a windshield. I left it.
You mean you wrote it?
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
You mean you scratched in the paint, didn't you, Dolores?
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Nobody's seen.
Well, I saw.
You two are doing this way too easily and well.
We might be these people. We might be these people.
This might just be our thing.
This might be it.
Who are you to judge, Daniel?
I'm happy
You live
to
in a
watch.
glass house, Daniel. You do.
Yeah, you're a doctor. Heal yourself.
Yeah. Throw less rocks.
Fewer. Grammar's important.
Really?
How are you going to raise those kids of yours if you can't give them proper grammar?
Well, he's not. I've seen him out in the street all hours of the day.
He's not yours.
He's not, and he's not watching them. And I've called about it.
Well, how can you watch when you won't let him?
They're pulling up the plants in my
tag
yard.
teaming is just too good on this.
Let's just step out. The whole podcast is just going to be this.
Should I just go fetch myself another gin? You guys,
I think this is
carry
the
it
time.
for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right there. You let the dick sit it out. That's what I told to boy.
That's what I told him, and I told him that too. And then those damn kids are in my yard pulling up my plants. I'm gonna start clicking my pen. Anyway,
What is that? That's so stupid.
But it's hard to stop.
Why don't you rattle a pen in your mouth and we'll see how you do it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not about to do that.
Oh. Not on the internet. That's what your mother taught you.
Yeah, well, she tried. She tried to talk to you that, but you don't listen.
He never
doesn't listen.
He never does listen.
No, he doesn't
Then
listen.
what you wanna do?
I've been telling him for years. And he doesn't listen. He still doesn't listen. He's never going to listen.
Well, he might hear you, but he won't listen. It's a tragedy.
Yeah? Wow.
It's a tragedy.
I love
With
this.
ears like that, you'd think he'd listen, but he can't. He doesn't listen.
And with a mouth like that, you think he'd be more elaborate in his paper, don't you?
Jerry says it's because of the water. The water gets in his ears. Can't get out.
Oh.
Too many infections as a kid.
It stayed.
Nobody's watching him.
It stayed.
Nobody's
It's not
watching
about-
him.
It's not about getting at him anymore. It's just about staying in. That's what I tried to tell Tobias, but he won't go.
Well, I told Tobias that, but he doesn't listen either.
No, well, you gotta just whack him. Give him the
I
back.
think
You
we
gotta
found
whack
a
him.
new
You gotta
podcast
whack him. You
within a
gotta burn him with a
podcast.
hot spoon.
Dolores, why do you have a hot spoon? We've talked about this. Heroin is not
about
for
it,
you.
but I don't
It
listen
gives you-
either.
It gives you an upset stomach, and the housework suffers.
I take the Pepto for that.
Just some Pepto and a hot spoon.
Pepto and a hot spoon, and that's all you need, and you're fine. And anything else is just whining. And I feel how I feel about whining, Dolores.
Never without the cheese. That's how you feel about it. I know.
Hey, listen, everybody out there who doesn't know what this show's about, it's actually about something else.
It's about wasting Sunday evenings, and it's glorious, and you're gonna love it. Just stick around.
That's my favorite part, is not doing what we're here to do professionally.
Speaking of what we are here to do primarily, this episode we're going to jump back into the primary timeline where the bastards are on. God, where are they? They're on sand.
We are thick.
In
On the planet of sand.
In space.
Actually, yeah, no, we're planet bound, aren't we?
Yeah. That's really Dakota.
So should I give us a bit of a previously on? Let's
Yes, we need a
let's do that.
recap because it's been
let's
like a month.
recap what's
Yeah, and if it's not good enough for me, then I'm getting my post-it back out.
all right, fair. So the bastards, being Herodotus, Dr. Z, and Cleo DeCap. Cleo is a giant space bear who's also an explosives expert and a purveyor of folksy wisdom.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Dr. Z is a psychic jellyfish that sort of lives in a fishbowl carried around by a robotic body.
Yes. Also a medical
And
expert.
Also a medical doctor.
Yeah.
And Herodotus is a retired military officer of the human empire who is, he's very imperial and...
A perfect representation of the aristocracy, ruled by the best. Thank you very much.
That's the one.
How did you switch from Dolores accent to this so quickly?
No, I don't know, Daniel. It's called being talented. You might want to look it up sometime.
It's all about inhabiting these
Yes,
characters.
it
Sometimes
does.
you got to be quick.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Every now and then, you guys fucking force me to have like a conversation between two NPCs, and that gets dodgy as hell.
Yeah.
Gotta get
my
going.
God.
So anyway, the bastards traveling in space got a call on Herodotus's old military ship radio from an old war buddy called Rear Admiral Montabulary Haversforthwith.
Monty.
Yeah, Monty. Monty for short.
Yeah.
And Monty wanted to hire Herodotus and co. He was having problems with the local fauna. It's sort of a capitalist venture to mine, the near invaluable natural resources that all sort of like power cells, ship engines, and actually the money is the sort of universal standard of trade in this particular galaxy.
The money.
The money, the
And,
sweet caboose.
It's a lovely sort of metallic crystalline substance. The bastards, they took this job. Yeah. They took this job, and they quickly discovered that the locals were a telepathic race of sort of gelatinous humanoids who
Jellies.
were
Yeah.
a rather advanced civilization. They weren't advanced technologically, but like biologically, they're highly advanced. They've got this telepathy going on. They've got the ability to craft exquisite things and build caves and so on. And they also have a psychic link with the other denizens of the jungle, which they're dinosaurs, aren't they? They're giant lizards, giant space lizards,
Yes.
which they ride on. And,
You're a lizard, Harry.
Well,
and
maybe.
Cleo became particularly enamored with these lizards
Yeah, I did.
and formed a sort of bond with them. But the bastards found their way into the heart, or the dormant volcano that these jelly folk live in, and managed to strike a deal. Herodotus, despite all appearances, an amazing man of
Master
diplomacy,
negotiator.
managed to secure a deal because it turned out that the raw substance, in fact the purified substance, that BioLife, the corporate capitalist venture wanting to collect the stuff, is the excrement that these jelly people produce after consuming rocks and so forth from the mountain.
Yes. Yeah.
And they actually produce a lot of the stuff, oddly, being a whole civilization.
Yeah.
And Herodotus managed to strike up a deal whereby he would supply BioLife with it and get a cut. I think it was quite a large cut too. It was like 10, 20%, something like that, which might be completely irrelevant though, because at that point, Monty, having betrayed Herodotus and placed a tracking device on him, in fact, had used the bastards in order to locate the Jelly civilization, the Jelly city, and was launching an attack with a huge command ship and 5 bombers, and they were just all ready to rain fire upon the city.
Yes.
And the bastards, mounting upon giant pterodactyl-like beasts, flew out to aid the Jellies in their defense of their nation.
With Manowar playing in the background.
Brothers of
Almost
metal.
certainly. And there was a great fight. That's all prior episode stuff. But the bastards took out a great many of the ships, of the bombers. Only one bomb ended up going off and destroying, a dangerous section of the city. But ignoring that, the bastards did some good stuff, and Herodotus ended up managing to coax Monty out because Monty decided he would himself escort the last bomber, riding on an airborne speeder, a long motorcycle-like flying machine with an energy lance and a huge gun on front, charging in. And Herodotus managed to provoke him into a full frontal assault. Herodotus ended up being dismounted off his pterodactyl, but now in a fist fight with Monty aboard the speedster. At the same time, Dr. Z had managed to hijack one of the bombers that was refueling, take it inside the command ship, plant 2 of Cleo's explosives, and blow the fuck out of the entire command ship. The command ship
You're welcome.
has been taken down along with the majority of the bombers. Dr. Z, unfortunately, on the way out, so now jumping backwards, 2 middle fingers raised, fuck you all!
Yeah.
And then just disintegrating and zapping himself through the entirety of the energy shields of the ship.
Yeah.
Seriously disabling his armor. And you can see right here, he's on 1 hit point now. He's not in a good way. But he was caught by Cleo riding her trusty dactyl and safe for now.
Thanks, Cleo.
And that was a mouthful, but that's where we are.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
have caught up.
Amazing. So are we still in the action sequence of just rolling a d20 for any action?
I think we're gonna have to drop out of action now. Are we gonna have to go into That's the question. I know we're still in action sequence.
Still in
actually. I mean, there's.
I'm worried
there
because
is-
I've used up all my bombs because I gave Dr. Z the stickies and he used them and,
I
badly.
believe you had 1 left.
Yeah, it's the 22 bomb.
So that's a big one.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm known for.
You know, I mean, 1 bomb might be all you need, though, at this point.
Amen.
So let's set the scene here.
Shoot your shot.
Cleo, armed still with 1 bomb and with her gun, atop a dactyl. She's got the ruined Dr. Z under 1 arm.
Well,
Dr. Z himself is uninjured, but he is a tiny little boneless jellyfish. He'd be killed with 1 solid punch if someone could really sort of get at him unprotected. So
Just imagining punching a jellyfish.
Bang!
Fuck you, you spineless bastard.
This is like in Worms when someone just uses the prod. Just like,
actually, I don't know. No, probably a punch wouldn't really do it because he doesn't have any cartilage or muscles. He's got nothing really that would get damaged by it.
I think at this point, like cutting words would do it. You know, just a solid insult.
You flabby bastard. I've been trying to lose weight.
I give up.
But the robotic suit that he pilots is seriously damaged. In fact, it's essentially non-functional aside from 1 powerful militarized arm, which was
So
a little better than the rest of it.
I'm just in a broken fishbowl with 1 arm left.
You're sort of dragging the mangled remains of your other limbs as well.
Cool.
But that arm is still well equipped with weapons. It's still got a blaster and a blade in it, although you can only sort of like from the ground with it.
It's
still.
merely a flesh wound.
You're like that brain dude from Turtles. Whenever he comes out of the thing, he's like,
Krang.
I'm gonna get you. I'm Krang, see?
When you originally created Dr. Z, that was all I could think about was Krang.
I remember the pictures being
Constantly
shared
posting
around.
Krang.
Yeah. All right.
And above you, the command ship is just broken in half. Explosions sort of tearing it apart, and they're large, very, very large. We're talking like,
How large?
like size of smaller ships, like elephant-sized and bigger.
The classic dick measurement. It's the size of an elephant.
It's about the size of 4 elephants. The largest, the
Definitely
larger
such a
pieces.
large
You
pachyderm,
need to be
Yeah.
in a hospital.
I remember like all the dragon descriptions. This dragon's huge. It's at least 2 elephants.
You got it.
It's a stable measurement.
This one's
How many
approaching the
elephants?
size of a narwhal.
You know what a narwhal is? Well, let me paint you a picture.
It's got horns and everything.
So yes, multiple elephants wide. Some of these shards falling.
That is truly huge.
And meanwhile, Herodotus, lest we forget, is engaged in a fist fight with Montabulary aboard the speeder.
Ugh, I'm never going to get over that name.
Proper fisticuffs. Come here, you. How about you?
So we want to should we get some let's get some initiation rolls. Initiation?
Initiation.
Not initiation rolls.
Initiative.
rolls.
Initiative.
Because I
Press the
with
button.
the Prison Break episode, I've lost my turn orders. So let's
I have to
let's
get
go for
my
some fresh
lucky
initiative.
chicken out.
I've rolled a 13.
All right, I'm gonna roll me a 7.
I guess I'll participate.
That's magnanimous of you.
Oh, a 5.
A 5.
A 5. Beautiful.
Wow. Well, that's really not gonna.
All right, let's
Gonna
roll
work,
for Monty here as well. My, a natural 20 on initiative.
Oh,
I like that I can see it
Immediately,
Fucking-
we just start off with Dick's bullshit. You know,
Yeah,
just
immediately.
this is an
Immediately.
ongoing. This is an ongoing and terribly funny joke that Dick is fucking with the dice rolls, and
It didn't stop during the last 3 episodes, by the way, Evan. Dickie's
Hell
just
no.
constantly.
There was some
Motherfucking-
pretty extreme rolls going on.
just,
Yeah,
There was the first
we,
ever natural 1 followed by a natural 100.
Okay, but listen, Dick is constantly trying to hurt us.
yeah,
Is the thing.
and not just
he's not our
in-game,
friend.
like just
No.
biting
He's
remarks.
No.
Yeah.
You never open a package that he sends to your house. Just
He
leave that
cuts,
closed.
and then he applies the salt.
Yep, and the tequila.
Yep.
See, doesn't even defend himself.
Okay.
It's hard. It's hard.
'Cause he knows.
He just owns it. He's like, yeah, that's what I do.
So let me just set the scene here. We're going to run this as an action scene because everybody's going to have to react to some big, sort of earth-shattering kind of things all happening all at once. So let's roll it this way. So let me set the scene. The sky is raining elephant-sized shards of starship and fire.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Wait, elephant
There's-
shards. What?
The
Wait.
The luckier of the gel folk have managed to leap out as the ship started ripping apart onto their dactyls, and they're beginning to scatter, trying to fight for safety. It's almost certain that some of them were not so lucky, trapped on board and broken apart. It's hard to say what happens to the gel folk. They don't have any internal organs, so maybe if you break one in half, they just turn into 2 little small gel folk. One can hope.
Wow. Live and breathe. Hope for the jelly people.
But some of the dactyls definitely there's some small amount of charred dinosaur raining from the sky as well. But first things first, you've got to worry about these elephant-sized shards of starship and fire that's raining from the sky. In the meantime, Monty, he's going to go first because he rolled a 20. Monty is struggling with a lot, so he's trying to dodge elephant-sized shards of starship falling from the sky. He's trying to punch Herodotus in the face. Herodotus still having an energy shield, so he's kind of just with a sort of an armored fist punching at Herodotus's shield. He's trying to steer this thing, and it's going very, very fast, and he's got his foot pushed all the way down on the accelerator and kind of a little bit too distracted to think about slowing down. And at the same time, he is trying his damnedest to get his energy spear into a position where he can stab it at Herodotus and get him off the bike where they're grappling. So
Lovers quarrel.
all those things I just said, I'm going to roll a d20 for.
You ready to get stabbed, Herodotus?
By Monty.
He's rolled a
Any
3.
other day.
Okay, so Monty, narrowly missing a shard of ship falling from the sky, getting a full tilt going on, Herodotus having to hang on and punching at him, his fist, the armor of his fist just getting wrecked basically by Herodotus' energy shield, loses grip of his energy lance. And when it's Herodotus' turn, that could be a useful piece of information, but let's see what Dr. Z's up to first.
Cleo, how bad is it?
Well.
Oh, this.
What? Well, now you
ju-
ain't got to look at it yet. You ain't got to look at it yet.
Just tell me straight.
We'll look at it when we get home.
Yes.
We,
I think I'm all right. Right?
y'all right. Y'all right. Brush it off. Walk it off. Y'all right.
I mean, that's the thing,
Walk
though,
it
Cleo.
off.
I'm having trouble walking. I can't feel.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that. I help you. I'll just.
Yes.
You're all right. You're all
Do you
right.
mind if I just piggyback off you for a little bit?
Well, don't do that thing. Don't do that thing that you like to do. I know how you are.
It's okay to piggyback, but not to bareback.
You let me beat you. Now you always got to ride on the mobile. Now come on up here, but now don't slick my hair around. I already got it how I like it, and let it lie. Okay.
I'll leave the hairdo alone, but can I try and use my good arm to like tie the bad arm around Cleo's neck so that I can still have one arm free and just be like,
You like sort of hang on to it like a...
yeah, like this. Is it possible to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you're a capable gent. You've had to do basic repairs on your equipment before, so let's see if you can manage. Because the one arm is your good arm; it's your strongest arm.
Yeah, I want that to be free
Strong
still.
hand.
You know, I want to still have my
Give
one
me a
arm
straight
free,
20
and then tie the other limbs around Cleo so that they're like holding on to her.
Kind of just sort of jam them together into like a backpack strap kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. What type of roll do you want for that? Just straight 20?
Give me a straight 20.
Oh, here we go then. A 15.
Whew.
Oh, what's that mean
Okay.
for me, though?
I mean, you're more than mildly successful. So Cleo, you've got kind of almost like a diagonal from one shoulder down to your hip.
Make it clip.
Well,
Like a
one of Dr.
fanny
Z's
pack?
legs.
Like a
Yeah.
seatbelt.
Like
Yeah,
a
like
Miss
a-
America sash?
Exactly.
Yes. Oh,
We're like one leg and one arm. It's kind of jammed together and like
Okay.
kind of twisted, and
Ooh.
the twisted metal is kind of jammed together, sort of locking it in place relatively well.
What?
So that Dr.
Okay.
Z is kind of hanging there like a fanny pack over your shoulder, like
Yeah,
the
very
fishbowl and his
stylish.
one good arm, sort of waving
technically,
about.
it is a lot like a fanny pack because
It's a bit
if
of,
I put something, maybe it would.
What, you're going to try and make me hold
No.
stuff? No.
Well,
Like it-
I mean, are you like a gelatinous cube, or
No, I'm just
Are
a
you
jelly
not?
in a fishbowl. Currently
you're like a
strapped to your back.
membrane? Okay, that's
Still
fine.
the same
too.
thing,
That's
Cleo.
fine
Nothing
too.
else has changed. Just the legs. They've just gone. I've not changed in any other way.
Could
Just
hold
his
stuff.
form.
Could hold stuff though if you wanted to really bad. I mean, it could.
At the moment,
Like as a
I'm
friend.
focusing on holding on for. I
As a
don't
friend,
want to,
though, a
fall.
friend might hold something for a friend.
Yeah, if it's not activated, sure. If it's not
Okay.
on.
We'll see.
But
We'll see.
can I use the shotgun in the other hand then?
You 100% can, yeah. You like pull out your shotgun and be like,
And I want to start playing asteroids and start shooting debris that's falling towards us, clearing a path.
okay, that's pretty cool. I probably should have got your entire action scene rundown before making you roll,
'cause
but this.
we're doing the we're
Yeah,
doing my
but this
bad,
this
my
dice
bad.
roll, I will allow it just this once to remind the others what they are capable of
okay.
doing in this mode.
Surely
That
good.
your 15 roll does apply to your asteroid shooting.
Thanks. That's very
So
very.
Dr.
very kind of
Z
you.
turns himself, and I imagine you kind of like if Cleo sort of jiggles, you kind of like swivel around her, so you'd be like, "Get me on the front," and she's like, that's my understanding.
That was very cool. I like that.
it's like a
It's sort of this orb-shaped fishbowl
It's like a
fanny
really-
pack thing with a.
it's like a really
Armor
bad
shotgun.
version of when C-3PO is on the back of Chewie.
Yeah.
But like
Oh god, this is C-3PO on the back of Chewie, isn't
Yeah.
it?
but just
And you
cooler.
better hope that we don't get found by Ewoks, because I will become their golden god.
They're squishy god.
It's squishy god.
That kind of almost already happened with Cleo and the jelly people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. If anybody gets to be a deity, it's gonna be me this round.
Although she was maybe
matter.
more of a pet than a god. It's hard to say.
I'll take it. That's kind of like my dream is to like one day when the aliens come or whatever takes over, I would definitely like to be a pet in an alien household.
I mean, if my cats are anything to go by, like pets get looked after
I would-
real good.
That's what I would like to do. Preferably no kids. Because I don't want to have like my tail pulled or whatever, but like
Mm.
I'll do it. I'll wear a little Halloween costume and eat out of a dish.
Yeah, I mean, you probably already do both those things.
In some ways, yes. Many of them are the same. A lot of
I don't know.
A lot of these
I know
things
I
are
wear
the
Halloween
same.
But what if they
costumes
decide to
eat from
spay and
dishes.
neuter you?
yeah. Well, and the rest of the time I'm just nude. So
Just running
So-
around.
So nothing's changed.
nothing's changed really, except it's a lot nicer because
Yeah.
somebody's making sure I get vaccinated and
And nobody's
And have-
bothering to do that now.
Have a comfortable spot to lie down.
sure ain't. Nobody's, making me take pills in a hot dog or anything.
Mm.
Well,
As far as you know, they could be really good at it.
Or well, maybe it's been happening for a long time and
That's a good derail.
So anyway, Dr. Z, as this sort of this swiveling android fanny pack with a shotgun, is blasting rather successfully the smaller pieces of falling debris, meaning that Cleo is only going to have to worry about the larger elephant-sized one. But let's return back to Herodotus first and see what he's getting up to.
How about you, you scurrilous bastard? We struck a deal and you broke it. The cause of honor demands blood.
So, when we left off, I seem to remember I was hanging off of something.
Yeah, so basically you're kind of... So imagine it's like a big elongated pod racer motorbike kind of thing that flies.
Mm-hmm.
Monty is sitting in the saddle, and you're kind of straddling, I guess, the gear stick in front of him.
Excuse me?
What?
With one arm.
I'm
You kind of
straddling the gear stick in front of... Hey, okay. just
Like,
you're
How
up
much?
close and personal.
It's
You're front to front,
Just like public school all over again.
and you've just both been punching at one another. And he's his punches kind of just destroying the armor of his gloves against your personal energy force field.
personal energy.
But he was
what?
trying to get at you with a more useful weapon, the energy lance, and he's kind of he's fumbled it. He's dropped it.
He is trying to get at you with a more useful weapon. Watch out.
Monty, our old polo.
Far more useful weapon than you even know.
Old Colonel Pennyworth would be ashamed of you dropping your lance like that. How about you?
do I have my baton and everything?
Yeah, you're still fully
okay.
equipped,
Well, then-
and you've got a much better close quarters weapon, so you could just start bashing him with your fucking baton, really.
Okay, yes. So, Herodotus...
Like lovers do.
Herodotus sort of majestically unsheathes his baton.
How long have you got that very quickly, surprisingly quickly.
Cries, now for wrath, now for ruin, and for broken business deals.
And whacks with his whacking stick. And he goes for the chin, so he can shout,
Take it at the chin, you bastard!
and he
now!
6.
And it's worse than that, it's a natural 1. Oh dear. I mean,
are you fucking
you're
with
in
the,
such
are
a
you
perfect
fucking with the
position for
dice
this.
rolls again?
You need to do
I
that
mean, if I
100.
was, you would never know.
Okay. So this is
Well, I'm going to have to see a percentile.
Yeah, you
roll.
are.
Let's get a D100 and just see just how bad Herodotus fucks this up.
no.
64. We're above average on the fucked up scale.
Oh, that's not good.
Brilliant.
Is this when Herodotus dies?
Uh-oh.
Death by
Well-
self-batoning.
Oh, I mean, this is a precarious position. I've got to decide in what manner this goes catastrophically wrong, because I've got a lot of options open to me. But I mean, I guess I've got to base it on what your actual action was. And your action was just to hang on and bash him.
Right, but since I fucked that up pretty substantially, maybe I swing at him and he ducks under it and I tilt over and sort of tumble back over the thing. Or since I'm straddling the gear stick, as you said,
So Herodotus going for a brutal swipe with the energy baton manages to entirely miss Monty, who sort of ducks back out of the way swiftly. Monty wasn't even actually trying to duck the energy baton. Monty wasn't even looking. Monty was trying to reach down and catch his dropped energy lance, and he ends up ducking down. Herodotus swiping directly over his head, spinning and sailing off the speeder altogether. Narrowly hanging onto his baton with one hand as he spins around, grabbing with the other hand, and he manages to grab onto, there's like twin guns at the front of the speeder. And he manages to grab onto the barrel end, which is a bit hot from the last time Monty fired it.
Hot rod.
yeah.
Causing the speeder to go into a bit of a nosedive as the balance is abruptly shifted. Monty isn't looking where he's going.
No, he ain't.
And so at that point, we go to Cleo's turn, but Herodotus is hanging by one hand, his other hand hanging onto his energy baton, pulling off course this high-speed speeder that is just nosediving down towards the mountain below.
Glorious.
And what's Cleo going to do? So Cleo, there are big pieces of falling debris that you and the Dactyl will have to outmaneuver.
How big are
Okay.
those big pieces, though?
How big?
They are.
Are they?
I mean,
Are
approximately.
they pachydermisk?
The sort of average
Yeah.
size, approximately elephant size.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was a
Some
bit
of them
confused.
even
Like,
larger.
so, like one elephant or
I thought maybe like dromedary, but no, okay, elephant. Yeah, cool.
Like an elephant or a mammoth?
Oh no, we're just talking like
On a scale of
full-grown
pachyderm
male
to
elephant. Though. Like,
pachyderm.
when I say elephant, I'm not going half-assed. We're talking like about as big as an elephant gets.
Oh wow, that's
Not just
quite
any
large.
old
Well, that is
Are we talking
highly
African
debatable.
or Indian?
Indian?
I don't know. Thrown off the bridge.
Oh no, yellow.
What happened?
Oh.
All right.
What if two of the elephants? There's a little strap in between them.
What is the airspeed velocity of a elephant-shaped
Unladen swan?
an elephant-sized spacecraft piece?
So yes, big elephant-sized shards of spaceship. They're falling at whatever terminal velocity on this planet is. So that's fast. It's one of those things that it's like Star Trek, Star Wars, like no matter the size of the planet, it always seems to have like the same gravity as Earth. I'm not sure why that is, but
It's convenient.
It's science
so
fantasy.
Cleo, what are you going to do?
So, what is the current status of Cleo? Dr. Z is attached to me now because he's,
I'm hugging on.
not doing so great.
Yeah.
Where are we? Are we on the main ship still?
No, so the main ship is blown up.
Okay.
You
So
are
we're back on
underneath
our
it.
dactyl.
Yeah, you're on the dactyl and you're sort of like flying about with bits of ship falling down, and then you can still sort of see below you Herodotus having a bit of a hard time fighting with Monty.
Okay, let me look at my post-it. So, is it just Herodotus left fighting with Monty? Is that it? Have we killed all the other ships?
Just about. There's one ship that had to make an emergency landing in the jungle somewhere, and there's
But
another
we're not
ship.
super
that,
worried about them.
Nah, and there's another ship that fled, that was like a fully armed bomber that fled back towards the BioLife compound, which
You guys,
could be
this
more
is
of a
that
problem.
thing that he does to us where like one bad guy gets away but he's small so we don't think about it and then later they hurt us real bad.
Like they bring
Yeah.
back the Armada.
You say that like
Yeah.
that's a thing that I do. That's not sort of just like kind of a kind of
It's
basic
kind
realism.
of if it happens more than 2 times it's a thing.
If it's
It's
a
a
thing
thing
that
you
just
do,
keeps
though.
fucking happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is I say it like it's a thing that you do, but what if it is a thing that you do?
He's trying to
It's
confuse
a
us.
thing I have done. It's a thing I have done and maybe doing again.
Keep you on your.
Okay,
It
well, it's a
keeps
thing.
you on your toes, Dolores.
Dolores, I'm always on my toe. I'm like a ballerina like that. But takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. I'm always on my toe. I gotta be on my toe every day with all these people.
With you online.
Dr.
Of course
Z!
you gotta.
Now that we're co-pilots,
Yes. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I always got space on my ship for you. You know that. You know that by now.
I'm just still shooting asteroids.
Wink.
Pew pew.
Now, any decision that I make here involves you a bit because you can't really get away, so I'm going to give you a choice. We could save Harry, who is, in the middle of his lover's quarrel with his friend.
Yes.
Ex-roommate.
Yes,
Yeah,
it seemed to
that.
be a bit of a history there.
Some tomes. Or we could land because one got away.
Are you actually asking me what I think it should be
Yeah,
done?
I am asking you because if I do something you hate, you'll cry in my ear and I'll have to hear it.
I'm totally okay with either. Definitely don't want to see Harry being in trouble. And it looks like he is hanging on a very
Maybe
hot...
we could go by and try to go underneath and he could.
Cleo, you've already saved me, but I do think that today you might need to save Harry as well.
For everybody listening, let that be a moment that crystallizes for all of you
Yeah.
that I and my aching back
Yeah.
carry these idiots.
Yeah, you've got to carry us today. You've got to carry us.
Everybody's got a job.
How far we've come.
Yeah.
Well, how
3
far we
years.
have come. You don't need
You ain't got-
dexterity to be a good friend. Remember that. Tally ho! And I'm going to steer the dactyl towards Harry. Do we need to roll to see what kind of proximity we can get into, or are we like under fire?
No, give me a full action scene beat. So like, you know, you
Okay.
can swoop in, you can try and save Harry, you can try and take him somewhere, or like, you know, bring yourselves to bear to face Harry. Like you can kind of go for a full.
What I want to
you
do,
know, like,
we're gonna come swooping in dactyl style. Dr. Z is like kind of flapping in the wind like a dog mouth, and I'm driving. This is some real Rambo shit. We are gonna swoop down sort of underneath where Harry is. So he is like hanging off of these like hot guns like he's on monkey bars. And we're gonna keep a little distance because, you know, we're worried about Monty and the other guns and the elephant shards that are flying through the air or whatever, or the fire that's the size of elephants or whatever else is out there. So
the
we're
dogs open their mouth, bees come out. Yeah.
yeah. So we're under Harry, and I'm gonna look up and yell at him. Harry, just drop like a potato. Just we'll get you.
Excuse
Harry.
me, in my moment of honor and glory, I will not abandon the fight. I shall stay. I shall overcome. I shall be legend.
Dr. Z.
Out of
Shoot
mobile
him.
now.
So with the I won't force you to roll yet, since you know that that Herodotus has no plans of letting himself drop. Do you want to sort of try and position yourself ready to catch him, or do you want to sort of swoop around to aid in some other way?
My first thought was to get Dr. Z to shoot him
Shoot me?
Yes.
so that he'll fall, but I'm realizing now that might not be the best way to be a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's for his own good.
Fucking
Just like a
hardcore-
really non-lethal shot for his own good. But instead
A-
we're just
a
gonna
medical
yeah.
Medical.
just like
Medical
your
shotgun
little
blast.
just your sweet little hand, just your sweet little fingers.
Yeah.
But instead we're gonna stay underneath, and I'm gonna get my custom rifle with shield piercing, and I'm gonna take a shot at Monty's ship, but not specifically at Monty because I don't want to take Harry's kill.
Oh, man.
But if I hurt the ship, we'll see what
I
happens.
mean, yeah, and you're there potentially to catch Herodotus if
yeah,
you.
so like
fire him
that
loose.
could be a thing that we do.
Ah,
We'll figure out the
okay.
rest on the way.
Okay, well, yeah, we're in action sequence, so just give me a flat oh gosh.
No, I'm doing my shield piercing rifle, Dick. Come on, girl. We're going. Oh. All right. Well, that roll could have been a lot better. It was a 10, and that is really.
I mean, honestly, in this particular situation, a 10 is all you need
Okay, great.
because
Bam. Bam.
yeah, Monty is not in any position to be performing evasive maneuvers. A 10
Monty,
is
it
good
looks
enough.
like your mouth is hoping for a soaping.
10 with your skill is good enough for you to like aim at where he's going and just shoot. And because you've clicked your rifle into shield piercing mode, it completely bypasses the shields. And hits the underside of the speeder that is mainly designed for speed and shields and guns, and dealing 5 points of damage. Oh my goodness. Okay, you kind of shooting this thing out of the air.
What?
Oh no! Snaps.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a sign for my house. One of those. What is that? Live, laugh, live, last, and loot.
Cleo from underneath
Live, lust, loot.
shoots the sort of the nose spinning, nose diving speeder, and it goes straight through the shields and snaps. It breaks apart the front section of it, the guns and the sort of the nose that kind of, you know, that lets it sort of chop through the air so quickly, is just blasted off. Herodotus finding himself falling down, hanging onto a dismembered gun from the front of the speedster, falling down towards Cleo and Dr. Z aboard the Dactyl. At that same point, Monty, who's desperately trying to pull up, suddenly pulls up way faster than anticipated as the entire nose of his vessel is snapped off, and he starts flipping back, and he rockets off, kind of just way off into the sky, doing a wild, uncontrolled loop-de-loop. But
Sorry.
I think we're going to have to get a D20 from anyone who wants to attempt to catch Herodotus on his fall.
I'm
Just
definitely
to
going to
see if-
attempt to
just to
catch.
see if we get him.
Yeah, I'll
See
try.
if I can just stick my tongue out and catch a hair on it like a snowflake.
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
Harry, I rolled a 2. I'm not catching
Oh,
you
I
today.
rolled a 9. Does that mean no?
Hey,
Is
we're
nine
really,
not
Both
an-
failed.
we're really
What if
high
we-
up though,
can
Cleo,
we add
so
our
we can
rolls
just
together?
fly down and get him.
Well, we're like attached though. So what if the rolls are together? Because
I'm saying we got time, you know? He's falling.
Don't blast.
so
don't
what?
blast
Let
like
him
this.
free fall?
Don't blast like this.
No, we can fly
Well-
down and catch him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Z swipes. He's got a shotgun in his hand, so he's trying to sort of like catch Herodotus just in the crook of one arm while hanging onto the shotgun. It's obviously not going to work very well,
It's a bad
and
plan.
he just kind of just clonks Herodotus on the head with a shotgun on his way down.
Sorry about
Cleo
that.
goes in with her one free arm to try and capture Herodotus in a bear hug, but he just sort of swipes through, just dropping through her arms. Herodotus himself might have to make some sort of attempt to grab onto this dactyl as he slides by, because Cleo has at least positioned herself approximately right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'ma do it.
Holy!
Oh my god!
Like I can take no pleasure in this anymore because now I know that
That's
there's a
a
very
natural
good
20.
chance that Dick fucked with this as well.
No.
I
you
mean,
can't
just
fuck with your
because
rolls.
you desperately needed a save doesn't mean I made it happen.
Wait, can you fuck with his rolls?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay. There we
That's.
go.
I don't think that's a thing.
I don't know. That's
No,
not,
it,
Yeah, but it
Listen,
could be a
I've
thing.
planted a lot of
community would not stand
conspiracies.
for it.
Could be a
I've
thing.
No,
that
we're
planted
we
using
use.
roll
many.
20.
Yeah.
Roll 20 does not allow me to fudge the rolls. Jokes that I might make about it. See, if I try and roll now, I bet you it's not going to be 3 20s in a row.
Watch, it will.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
The joke continues. Yeah.
All right.
But you've rolled a natural 20. So describe to me, in your own words, how Herodotus would attempt to rescue himself, having been just sort of like lightly clonked on the head and mismanaged by both his
I'll
compatriots.
have to take you back in time a couple of seconds to make this a sort of a running jump rather than a standing one. So Herodotus is heroically holding on to the cannon on the front of his foeman's weaponry and attempts to swing his baton to undo the foulish craft. Then suddenly, explosion, sounds of ripping metal, and gravity, that old bitch, takes her due once again.
Amen.
And Herodotus knows only one thing. He's falling, doom-gladdened towards Earth, or whatever the planet is called. And suddenly, out of nothing, doop, attack upon my noble person. And then some sort of greasy, slippery feeling. Oh, God. Then the swipe of claw and fur, and out of pure, noble instinct, he twists himself like a cat in there, grasps upon the first thing he can find, happening to be a beating wing, and using the upwards momentum, flips himself 120 degrees in the air, and spins beautifully like Fred Astaire upon the dancing scene, and lands elegantly, unsheathing his mighty pistol, and points up towards the now fucked up craft, roiling into the distance, attempting one shot of fury.
And somewhere in the distance, there are like 5 people holding up tens.
Well, I mean, it's a natural 20. I will allow it. Boom! Herodotus flipping himself up off the wing, using the momentum of that great, powerful flap to flip himself up, managing to land astride the dactyl behind Cleo, and taking one reasonable shot with his pistol up, striking. It hits the energy shield of Monty's bike, but Monty's kind of in the distance doing wild, uncontrolled loop-de-loops right now. So,
Well, now
yeah,
that
let's,
he's actually on the dactyl with both of us, I'm just gonna look behind me and be like, well, if the creek don't rise, you know what they say, Harry, don't pull the cord if you ain't ready to rip.
Absolutely, Bear. Well done. Like a loyal Squire Alt. Now, forth to battle.
Whatever you say, Harry. I'm fixing to. I'm over yonder. Let's go see. We've got somebody else to pick up, y'all.
Hell to the yes.
well, that's 3 points of damage on Monty's shield. Boom. His speeder is severely damaged. It no longer has guns and no longer steers straight.
Well,
but it
that
is his
sounds like a
turn.
problem.
And the biggest problem with not being able to steer straight, of course, is that now those big bits of ship are raining down along with what is essentially a wall of fire as whatever was inside that ship. There's a lot of munitions, there's a lot of electrical circuits, and a lot of stuff is just sort of exploding and burning. And it's looking now that all four of you, if you want to continue surviving, will probably need to, at some point soon, traverse outside from underneath this exploding ship. Monty is very aware of that, and he is also very aware that at his current speed, he has absolutely no control over the speeder. So he's going to slow down and try and find that sweet spot where he's no longer flipping around at the same time at sort of a greatly diminished, pathetic speed. He's going to try and outrun the explosion from above, completely now kind of ignoring the fight, sort of shouting down to Herodotus, Hurry! Time out, good fellow. We can resume this on the jungle floor if you would, but things are getting out of hand. I think even you can agree.
Even I would kind of passive insult this. If you wish to undo my honor, sir, you shall have to do better.
Harrison sort of aims the gun for another shot. He's having none of this bullshit no more.
Your honor is dead, sir.
No, this isn't fair. And he's sort of just driving. I'm imagining it's sort of like a comically slow speed. It's obviously still very fast, but considering how fast this hot rod was traveling earlier, it is kind of a comical speed as he's just drifting away towards the encampment, trying to escape this charge. So I'm going to roll a 20 just to see how well he keeps this thing under control and avoids falling debris. But what do you know? I've rolled a natural 20.
Wow, surprise. Wow, I can't believe that. You ain't never rolled a 20 before, Dick. We ought to get you a cake. I don't know why. So, now I'm out of character breaking into Cleo.
You've become...
This is who I really am
the
now.
Animorphs is complete.
the transformation is final.
So Monty, cackling with glee, kicking his spurred heels at the sides of his speeder as he gets in the zone, and he's dodging elephant-sized ship shards. He's avoiding the walls of flame, and he even manages to sort of pick up the speed and find that now that he's got the ship steering front, he doesn't really need the angled nose of it to up his speed a little, traveling at a much more reasonable speed as he soars. And it looks as though, at least at his current rate and trajectory without intervention from anyone else, he is going to escape the explosion and land his damaged aircraft in the jungle, sort of a little bit outside of the raining fire. But it is Dr. Z's turn, and things could still go wrong for Monty.
Yeah, I'll spin around on Cleo as the fanny pack does. Also quickly say to Herodotus, sorry about the old bump there, Harry. Was trying to help.
Yeah, it was more the tentacle than the shotgun that was my issue.
And I'll swing around and try and shoot the shotgun at Monty, or is it too far away?
It's not too far away. No, you can make a shot because this is sort of concurrent. So you could take that shot early in the escape. You know, that's why I've laid out a trajectory rather than the final motion, because I'll decide how far the motion actually gets based on what you guys do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So just a 20? Do you want the actual...
Just give me your gun attack. I think you just roll a 20 for your gun attacks anyway, but we'll get damage as well.
You don't have a special gun
Blaster. There we go, natural 20. Look at that. 3 20s in a row.
Tonight is the night.
Oh, good lord.
20.
Oh no, I forgot to turn off the 20 button. Give me a percentile die. Let's get a D100 and see just how well.
That would be so sad if it exists.
It just rolled 3 20s in a
Google
row.
this. It's roll 20.
I'm gonna have to Google it. I've rolled a 23 on that.
I mean,
23. So we're talking, it's just a normal critical, really. It's not like anything amazing, but it is also kind of amazing.
Nice.
So this is an automatic hit, and it's dealing double damage, which is a 2, but you still are striking at the energy shields of Monty's speeder. But just shooting out with his space shotgun, Dr. Z aims just a perfect shot as Monty is sailing away. he blasts him from behind,
It's very important that you call it a space
dealing
shotgun.
4 points of damage.
Otherwise, we wouldn't know what type of shotgun it was.
And sees that telltale flicker as the energy shield absorbs the force and flickers out,
His shields are gone,
looking as though
Harry.
Monty is now unshielded.
What size were those shields, Doctor? About elephant size?
No, I'd say much smaller than elephant size, no.
That's what we call a topical joke, Doctor. I'll have to write you a prescription for humor.
I got nothing.
So, Herodotus, still a little bit at the mercy of
Don't let it get in your mouth.
of Cleo's driving. Although you are now in a position to also steer this dactyl should you wish, given that you have been telepathically trained in the sort of the leg signals to steer the beast.
Are you saying that
Should you
Cleo
wish to,
doesn't drive the dactyl good?
Well, I'm just saying that
Because she
Herodotus
did.
could choose to try and commandeer the vehicle. Should
The
he want.
dactyl? My
Your dactyl.
No, I don't think we're gonna do
Step
that.
aside, bear.
I don't think we're gonna do that. This dactyl is like, we're best friends.
Years in the cavalry has made me uniquely suited to the cavalry charge. Now, seeing as we are airborne, this can only be doubly effective. So, surrender to me with the controls and prepare your bombs and artillery. We'll go in guns blazing.
It's mutiny.
Wait, what's Is he taking the dactyl? Is he taking?
He's trying to.
Okay, I guess we have to roll initiative.
Should I roll for
If you guys want to do like a mini battle here for the reins, I will allow
can
it.
we do it like cleverly? Can we do it as a battle of wits?
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that.
So do we roll?
Well, as the initiator of this challenge, it does fall to Herodotus to wrest control by whatever means he deems achievable.
Okay. So can I roll for persuasion?
That don't work on me.
You can't be persuaded.
Don't pull the cord if you ain't ready to rip.
You can, but the result of your roll will be more of a dungeon master's suggestion on Cleo, still being a player, obviously able to make her mind up. So,
That's going to be about as useful as a trapdoor in a canoe.
however convincing the argument may be, there is still a partially insane bear at the helm.
Bear, how about this for incentive, eh? Should we come out of this with some sort of income intact, I will give you 3% of the gross. What do you say?
Well, that's a great deal. That's a great deal, but
Think about the bombs you could buy.
that really does dill my pickle. But
Think about all the paint jobs.
this
You
is
could
my dactyl.
You could
this
put
is my
flames
dactyl
on
now.
your armor.
I could, and I will quit. Now, I know that you're having a spat. I know that you're having a spat, and that you think the sun comes up just to hear you crow. But listen, baby. This is my dactyl. How do you know that it's going to let you drive?
Pretty please. Just let me have this. I need this.
You need my dactyl.
I need your dactyl.
Now, where's Dilbert's dactyl? Where's Dilbert?
Who bloody
All
hell?
hat, no cattle.
I agree. That
You only got one oar in the water, baby.
that
is a good
useless
question.
bastard. Now,
There is indeed a dactyl flying solo with Dilbert, the gun, the sentient field gun, strapped to its back. So this is like proper Dino Rider style thing.
You really
Turned out
forgot
with a big
about your
gun on its back.
Dilbert. You really forgot about your real squire.
obviously, I'll need you both.
Dilbert doesn't have any means to steer this thing, so the dactyl is behaving as a beast will when there's fire raining from the sky and is flying at maximum speed to safety.
Okay, since I'm bonded to the dactyl, can I use like an animal handling-esque advantage roll to call it to us?
Or just fly us.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Because I'm like with the dactyls now. Like we're together.
You are a
do we maybe want to switch turn order then and just allow Cleo to do a full-blown positional move attempting to coax a second dactyl?
or just get
Hold on. Just get me close enough. I'll make the leap. I'll rip that cord, as they say.
Well, that's enough for me. You are tougher than a $2 steak, Harry. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay. So we're going to have to queue up these multiple moves together. So is Herodotus, assuming Cleo gets him within arm's reach, is he just going to sort of leap onto the back of his prior dactyl?
Oh, well, after sufficiently heroic speech, sure.
Okay, well, let's just give me a D20 for the
speech.
The chance of that maneuver being thoroughly successful.
Think of how much more impressive we'll be if we're all on dactyls.
Oh, God.
like a force.
Yeah.
Like a flock of ships or whatever.
Careful now, Bear.
Like
You're doing things to me.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 12. So...
Actually, let's get Herodotus' roll first, and then we'll find out all of what Cleo's going to do.
Hey.
Okay, so Herodotus is primed and ready, and given even half an opportunity, he is going to heroically leap from dactyl to dactyl. So let's go into Cleo's turn. So what fully is Cleo going to do as this section of an action sequence?
Okay, well, we need to get a little closer to that dactyl, so I am going to maneuver over towards it. That should be an okay thing to do because I've been driving this dactyl, but I'm worried about that 12 that I rolled. So does that mean that maybe he ain't going to listen?
Be a little nervous because of the falling elephant-sized pieces of spaceship.
They're quite large.
Yes, 12 is fine. 12 is fine. So you're just going to like sort of double back, get in position just slightly over the Dilbert-mounted dactyl for Herodotus to make his leap.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, now 12 is good enough.
Excellent.
As Monty flies away, cackling and clicking his heels, Cleo pulls back on her dactyls, angling around, Herodotus leaping and sailing through the air, landing heroically on back of his initial dactyl. Both Cleo and Herodotus managing to dodge the flying pieces of debris, as Dr. Z is obviously dismantled Monty's shield. But we are back to Monty's turn. And as he was unhindered, Monty, now just having sailed away to safety, lands his speeder in the jungle somewhere, just a little bit up ahead. You can see it looks like a bit of a rough crash landing, but sort of dust is kicked up. You can't really see exactly where he is. But there's a bigger problem now because you've dilly-dallied around getting a second dactyl. There is a wall of fire that is precariously close to just sort of dropping down with force, blasting you all off your dactyls and quite possibly burning you to an incinerated crisp. What plan?
Okay, what? A wall of fire is coming?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been coming
Okay.
for a minute. It's been coming down.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been quite lenient about this wall of fire.
That's fair. That's fair. I forgot about it. I don't know how one could forget about a wall of fire, but I did it.
Now, rather than trying to do some sort of turn order thing, I think Cleo and Dr. Z are probably going to act together, and Herodotus can act on his own since you're on separate dactyls. So let's do Herodotus first, because that's a simple story. Well, maybe.
That's cute how you think
The
that.
wall of fire is coming from up above, yeah?
Yes. So you've got sort of options. You can try and chase after Monty and try and land where he did in the jungle, or to sort of just head in that general direction, like staying above him. You don't even have to land, but you could try and outrun the fire that way. Or you are somewhat above the ocean. You could try and like sort of dive down to the ocean to safety in that direction.
I mean, if that's
It's
the obvious tactical
closer.
choice here is then to do option A.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything more from Herodotus at this juncture, but
All right. So Herodotus, after he has leapt onto the dactyl, he grabs the reins and shouts, "Dilbert, prepare for glory!" And he turns it dramatically in the air, and this goes, "Bear, follow me!" and gestures wildly with the energy baton as he starts the charge towards the higher ground above Monty.
Well,
all right. I mean, that's pretty. It's simple. It's give me a D20.
All right. Oh God! Shit.
It's a 9. All right. So at his current trajectory, all things going as they seem to be going, Herodotus is making a cavalry charge. Montabulary position, trying to keep above him, I guess, sort of, in the canopy of the trees, and also outrun this wall of fire. Unfortunately, at his current speed, he's having to dodge through the air, dodge projectiles, dodge elephant-sized hunks of starship. He is not quite going to make it, and it's looking as though he will be singed by the fire slightly before he gets out from under the explosion. But we've still got Dr. Z and Cleo rocking out here.
So this is like
what
all of
are you
those
gonna do?
what's it called, PUBG type games. The wall of fire is closing in around us, and damn.
I mean, I
Right,
do
yeah.
have some
Okay.
shield left though.
I'm going to be spinning around, and I can look at Cleo and say,
Cleo, my shotgun's not going to take out any of these chunks. They're no longer elephant-sized. They are entire sky-sized. Big flame.
That's the point. Herodotus does still have his energy shield, so he likely will survive the singeing if you guys want to leave him to it. Whether he will survive falling from the sky as his mount is incinerated is another question, of course.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's feeling like we might have to do another drop and pick up move.
yeah.
Or I could jelly capsule him.
Maybe jelly capsule us, since we don't have shields.
Do you not have any shielding at all?
No, I am quite broken at the moment.
How many capsules do you have? I mean, you could
I have 4 left.
so you could potentially shield your gun and double fist these jelly capsules and just try and capture everything in jelly.
A very culinarily 1970s of you.
How many moves am I allowed to do? Can I throw a gel capsule at Harry and gel capsule us?
I mean, so we're again this is any heroic action.
Okay, I'm gonna
involving the full movement speed of your dactyl plus a series of daring actions along the way. So you could throw both.
I'm gonna look into the corner that I've been looking at when I address Dr. Z. Since I can't really look at his face, I've been doing
I'll spin
this.
around so that you can see me.
Hello, Cleo.
Well, Z, it ain't looking good.
It is not.
You see that firewall?
It's hard to miss.
Well, we really should have.
Maybe paid attention to it,
Tried
but there
to
was
break
so much
through it.
happening. It was,
Once I said firewall, I was like, I gotta make an antiviral joke.
I mean, there were big chunks of rock and ship and Harry. So there was a lot going on.
Well, we worked real hard. We worked real hard to get Harry that rider, and and I don't want to see him burn up. I don't want to see him burn up.
You know what else, Cleo? I don't want to see us burn up.
Well, yeah, that would be a shame. That would be a shame. You're right.
I don't want to turn into one of those
I could
tasty
jelly him.
deep-fried tentacles that you eat in mid-space.
Oh, Lord. Oh, those are so
This
good.
conversation happening as you
I could slap my mama to have one of those right now in my hand. One of those crispy those fried tentacle from the bucket place. From the bucket place.
Yes.
You seeing it? Are you seeing it?
Right now I'm just seeing a big wall
Seeing
of
it
fire.
in my
Cleo.
heart. Oh, right.
all the snacks of her life
Dr. Z,
flashing
you crawl
past
right
her
up
eyes.
into my brain hole. You do. You got me. Well, let's just get a jelly out. Why don't we just jelly it? Let's jelly him. Let's jelly me. We jelly you. Double jelly. We jelly our boy here. It's gonna be fine. We'll jelly it.
I must say, I can't think of anything better to do right now.
Fuck it, we'll jelly
We'll
live.
jelly it.
Oh, jelly live.
All right. We're gonna gel it live. All right. What do I roll for throwing?
Fucking
Just one
thing
D20?
sucks.
Just give me a d20 because you're performing a complex action. You're chasing after the high speed chase of Herodotus. You're dodging falling debris. You're pulling out 2 jelly capsules. You're trying to throw one at Herodotus at the same time as just breaking one over your head, I guess, to try and capture
I know,
you
it's
and
just
Z
scary.
and
It's just
the
scary
dactyl.
to put all those moves on 1d20 because the last time we played, I rolled a lot of ones.
You can do this.
Well, I mean, I could give
Not
you
today! 15.
Well, 15 ain't bad. Cleo, sort of just staring with her legs, sheathing her gun, reaching about in her pack and pulling out 2 gel capsules, or gel grenades. They're not really capsules, are they? It's a
I've been
gel
calling them
capsule,
gel
that's something
caps,
else.
like Advil, but that doesn't make
It's
sense.
quite cute,
so.
but I mean, gel cap grenades, maybe. Regardless,
Yeah.
whatever. We did give them an official name, but I've forgotten in
I think
my
you call them
weakness.
jelly capsules.
Globular explosive agents.
I mean, we realized early on, didn't we, that Cleo was going to do a lot of falling from heights, and that they would be a very useful thing. Although she's got a parachute now as well.
Yeah, I do, and I never remember that, so.
Also, wall of fire. You don't want to get to the wall quicker at this point. It's just
Yeah. So Cleo manages to make a relatively decent roll, keeping up the pace more or less with Herodotus and his dactyl. Seeing that Herodotus isn't going to make it, she pulls out the 2 gel grenades. She lobs one at Herodotus, and then when it looks as though that is going to hit, she breaks another one over herself. The gel capsules exploding rather suddenly just encapsulating all that they touch in a thick bubble of concussive force-absorbing gelatinous substance. Suddenly, all 3 of you and the dactyls you rode in on are
You and
encapsulated
the
in this gel.
dactyl you rode in on.
The dactyl's wings being sucked into the little gel orb, dropping like stones into the jungle below. And not a second too soon, as the wall of fire comes down, big chunks of ship come down, you're all sort of ping-ponged about like pinballs by these shards. The fire, you can feel it, you can feel the heat. It's like you're in an oven, but you're in an oven inside hot jelly.
Ew, hot jelly.
As you're blasted downwards, there's the heat maybe, but only one side of each gel ball is sort of slightly crisped up and blackened with the fire as you're smashed down, bouncing through the canopy and landing with a horrible squelch as the gel absorbs the concussive force with your striking of the ground. All 3 of you landing in the jungle somewhere, completely shell-shocked and lost and completely unaware of your positioning. As
Wait,
the
are
fire,
we 3-way split?
well, you and Dr. Z are still together.
Oh, right,
Still
okay.
holding.
As the wall of fire comes down, decimating the canopy of the jungle. But as the dust settles, when all's said and done, you realize that you all have survived more or less unscathed. The dactyls thrashing about, trying to break their way out of these jelly cocoons as the gel capsules begin to dissolve.
My, Cleo, I think you've done it.
And I think we made our way out of the action sequence.
Oh my god.
Ooh-wee!
Herodotus roars triumphantly and shouts,
Ha ha! Just as I planned it. Now come on, Dilbert. Shell the ground.
So the
Yeah, just like you
the
planned it.
wet, gel-covered wings kind of weighed down. Dactyls are sort of screeching and kind of flopping their way out as you all sort of like roll off onto the jungle floor. Dr. Z and Cleo are just in a big sort of burnt out clearing. There's tree stumps, there's trunks, and there's like charred branches and stuff, but most of the foliage has been burnt away. Herodotus, a little bit further, has actually landed in a much less decimated portion of jungle, but you can still see back into the clearing to see the others. But up ahead, in the direction where Monty invariably landed from the whereabouts of the dust cloud, he cannot quite see through the thick jungle to Monty's location.
yeah.
And we are no longer in turn order. What are you all gonna do?
Herodotus is going to turn to Dilbert and says,
Squire.
You're just gonna have him
Squire!
take just like kind of rain shots in the general direction of Monty.
Does Dilbert not have a voice?
yeah,
Dilbert does not have a voice.
But at least
Hey,
maybe
didn't you use-
maybe
thought-
to Herodotus, right?
didn't he?
No.
I thought he did.
Dilbert just has a like a sort of a mild beeping through the targeting facilities.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's like an
Herodotus
R2D2.
can see. He hasn't developed any sort of
Oh,
language to it yet. because
R2D2
he-
does that like.
Or rather, he speaks in the rhythm of the explosions of his shells.
The rhythm of
Just
the
Lucas, you can cut me a check for that any minute, baby.
It is
Okay, well,
the rhythm of artillery.
Dilbert, diligently, I guess, he fires off a few rounds in the general direction of Monty, and you hear a a shriek of surprise and annoyance. What are you doing, Harry? Shooting at a man in the back. If I was still your commanding officer, I would have words.
Well, what irony. Talk about the aristocrat calling the oligarch corrupt. Now, fire again. For effect now.
So Dilbert continues firing off shots, and you can hear Monty almost just loud enough to hear, like, so guerrilla warfare it is then, Harry.
You've chosen death.
As he vanishes somewhere in the jungle. Cleo and Dr. Z also sort of free of the gel. What are you doing as you see Herodotus, I guess, sort of just pointing off into the distance as the field gun is just shooting random munitions off in that direction?
Wait, by the way, do the others know that Dilbert is in the field gun?
They're aware that that Dilbert's consciousness is in there, but
okay, so it's not.
No one has yet made any sort of official contact with him, other than you being like, "Oh, Dilbert, so you can fire for me now."
I was gonna say it would be really funny if they didn't react to the sudden change of operation of that field gun. Like before, I had to like operate it myself. Now I'm just talking to it, and it kind of works. They're like, he's gone special again.
He's a technomancer.
Well,
I can't believe that worked, Cleo. Good job.
well, I told you when I bought these, when I added these to my basket, you didn't think I should get them. But now look, I was plumb right. You was plumb wrong. These are the best thing I ever bought. Jelly capsules, and I'm going to have to go back and buy more with all my money.
I do disagree. I think the best thing you ever bought was that hat. Now, it's gone now.
Oh, well, we need to go back and get you a new one. An upgraded edition.
Maybe a bigger hat.
Yes, hats.
Maybe.
That's our biggest worry at the moment.
Well,
A lookout over at
it matters to look good. It do.
How am I?
You gotta look good to feel good, or you gotta...
I'll swing myself around in front of Cleo's vision and say, how am I looking? Is it still okay? Have I got any jelly left on me?
Cleo's gonna be like, whoa! Well, it's a look. You look like you've been through it. And that can help in a fight.
While they're yabbering on, the Herodotus is trying to figure out if he can get Dilbert to play Fortunate Son, because to get that Vietnam vibe since we're about to engage in guerrilla warfare.
Oh no, look. Cleo. He's got his battle music on.
Cleo's busy like getting chunks of jelly out of her hair.
Yeah.
Turns out the only thing that Dilbert knows how to play is Flight of the Valkyries.
That's a good choice because I think that's public domain, so good work.
Yep.
I'll if I still got my one good hand free, I'll help Cleo removing chunks of jelly.
Oh.
It ain't me. So we are getting sort of a bit Vietnamese as Monty rather sinisterly has melted into the overgrown jungle ahead, and as Herodotus is setting up his stereo system and I guess sort of pulling Dilbert, the field gun, off the kind of clogged, dazed, not looking ready to fly anytime soon dactyls are just sort of like crawling along, looking very unimpressed. I'm going to have to have you, Herodotus, give me a dexterity roll.
That's what all the ladies tell me.
Have you.
Well, that's not the first time somebody said
dexterity
that.
roll, because
when it comes
suddenly
to the
hear
ladies,
blast of fire coming out of the tree.
Dexterity roll.
Excuse me?
Okay. Wait.
Are the dactyls okay?
Well, we're about to find out, I suppose. They're okay. They're not damaged, although they are sort of a little bit stunned and sticky.
That's all right.
All right, fine.
He's rolled a 12. Damn.
Well, that's awkward.
Which is, given that I haven't rolled an all attack, let's call all these attacks flat 10s. So in the nick of time, Herodotus dodges, and there's just a blast out of the tree, shoots by. Herodotus definitely steps to one side, and it blasts into the floor. The ground, burning a little brown circle where the blast landed. And then there's silence again in the jungle.
The creeping worm in the grass attack, eh? Well, Monty, don't be afraid of hitting the forest floor. It'll be there for you all day. Dilbert, triangulate where the shot came from and launch.
There's a sort of it's just sort of like a beep that's just like, all right, they're just like little, a sarcastic as Dilbert fires where, as far as he can ascertain, which is basically like he's got like almost like a little sort of futuristic webcam. that's all he's really got. He shoots in the direction that the blast came from, and there's a sort of just like, you hear the sound of it blasting off and then expanding, and then ha ha! You'll have to do better than that, Herodotus. And then you hear some sort of scrambling and scraping about, as though someone is perhaps jumping from tree to tree in the distance.
So it's deforestation then.
Watch out for that tree!
Cleo, I know you're big on climbing trees, but do you have any suggestions?
Well, we gotta get him down.
That's the general plan, yes.
I hear him moving around up there.
Yes, most unsportsmanlike. If he had any honor left, he would meet us on the field of glory of a proper duel. His service revolver against my field gun seems about right.
You said he's jumping from tree to tree?
That's what it sounds like, although you've got no eyes on him.
Usually spry for his age. He must have been taking this
Okay,
in blue
because I don't know if I can do that.
As high as,
but let's find out.
As high as a bloody kite. No doubt stiff as a board as well.
Well, if he's up there, I could stop him from doing some things. I could go up there too. And if he's up there and I'm up there, and Dr. Z and we're up there
as well, then, doesn't it?
Well, it do. And
well, it sounds like
maybe we could grab him.
Sounds like a jolly lot of fun, doesn't it?
Well, let's have a seat. Let's have a seat. Come on, Dr. Z. Let's get. let's try it.
Yeah, I'll swing myself round behind Cleo.
Am I right in thinking that Cleo is just going to sort of like rush into the jungle ahead and sort of just try and climb a tree?
Yeah, I'm gonna launch. I'm gonna listen. Bare senses, y'all. And I'm gonna discern a good tree. I'm gonna launch onto it and climb up.
Sounds like a bloody good idea to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just have a flat D20 for your listening, just to see how well you can ascertain what tree Monty might be in.
Wait, hold on, Bear. Oh. Let me try something.
Rule Britannia! Britannia rules!
and he listens.
You can hear like a strangled grunt of someone trying not to sing in one of the trees up ahead. Cleo, and bearing in mind she's just rolled a 3 on her bare senses.
Yes, I did. I was hoping that maybe we forgot, but we didn't.
But Cleo has a distinct advantage now, as she can hear the strangled sounds of a nationalist trying not to reveal his position.
You hear that? You hear that in the bushes? It sounds like a Tory.
Yes, a most cunning animal. Shoot it.
And Cleo has a bit of an idea. She thinks she has spotted a good tree. It's a big, thick, palm-like tree. It's got sort of big.
Well, it would have to be, baby.
big green leaves, like oversized green leaves. The leaves like a quarter the size of an elephant.
A lady's got to have an eye for a trunk. You know what I mean?
But
if we're talking elephants,
just by pure brute ursine strength, clamber up that tree with her claws. Bears, even non-dexterous ones, relatively good at climbing trees in this,
that's something that we
universe.
In this mad universe of yours.
Especially on that planet that I come from.
Let's get a strength check.
Where there's not a lot of trees, but all right, let me get strength.
Yes.
Looks like.
And poof,
about 15.
Woo.
All right, Cleo, with Dr. Z on her back, she clambers, like 2 hands followed by 2 legs,
Looks like I
Pulling
did
herself
eat
up.
enough cans of spinach.
up the trunk of the tree, yanking herself up the trunk. She has to start fighting her little face through all the fronds
Oh,
as she
that's
gets higher
so
up.
cute.
Fighting
I'll use
her
my hand
face
to
from-
to bat some branches away.
Oh my
All right,
god,
so
like
as,
a little
as you're climbing,
personal
as
machete
you-
friend.
as you're climbing up,
I could even use the energy
you can
blade.
pull out the energy blade.
Cutting branches away so that you can climb up easier.
Got these palm fronds are sort of raining down as the two of you are climbing your way up a random tree. I might add.
Hey, what did you expect?
Colonialism.
And at that
Reborn.
point, another blaster shot comes out of the trees off to the side. You can see that Cleo was a little bit out. It's sort of looking like it was good, 20 meters away on another tree. A blaster comes down, aiming once again at Herodotus. Who could make a deft attempt to dodge out of his way, perhaps.
Let's do that.
Does Z or I see where the
can I
shot
do
came
a
from?
perception?
You do. Yeah, we'll get you guys to roll that as well after this dexterity. It's an 11, narrowly. Ooh. Herodotus. He's got a new mechanical leg, and it makes him quite a bit more spry and fast. And he does dodge out of the way narrowly. It almost singes his whiskers as it blasts by, striking the jungle floor again.
Herodotus, seeing the tactical situation, realizes that after the experiment with the singing, that he can try and distract and antagonize the opponent while the bear and the floppy gelatinous being gets closer and closer. So he starts taunting.
Part of the cavalry now.
Yeah.
Is that the best you can do? Your aim is worse than it was back in the day. You couldn't hit a face if you wanted to try.
And there's some rustling in the tree in the same sort of area where the blast came from. Cleo's rolled an 8 there on perception. She has just a general idea. It's clearly she knows the exact direction. There's a group of trees. It's down to about 4 trees in her mind. Dr. Z, on the other hand, give me some perception for that too.
It's just a D20 in it. We don't
Yes,
need
D20.
to. Jesus Christ! I rolled another nat 20. What is going on with my rolls?
Ooh, that
today?
means I guess now you're psychically figuring out.
Yeah.
But yeah, can Herodotus see what trees are being climbed and so forth?
So Herodotus can see quite easily what tree Cleo is climbing because the entire trunk is kind of bending.
I was gonna
back and
say, you can
forth.
tell which
And
one
there's-
we're in.
There's palm fronds falling down as Dr. Z is hacking them
Yeah.
away.
Like a bird's
so you
nest.
know Cleo's position precisely.
Yeah.
You've got the same sort of idea of this general sort of grove of trees as to where Monty is. But Dr. Z, upon the antagonization of Monty and Monty doing something, sounding like he's messing about with his equipment, Dr. Z ascertains his exact location.
Yes.
We've got a natural 20 there. So Dr. Z can see with more than just eyes, I guess, the twitching of the palm fronds, and he knows, almost without shadow of a doubt, that in the tree, he still can't quite see it, but Monty is there, perched on a branch, doing something.
I spin around again to be in front of Cleo, and then outstretch the blade, pointing towards and with one of my tentacles up to my jelly body, going, "Shh, Monty's over there, Cleo," and point.
Herodotus is considering whether or not he can cut off Monty's retreat by shooting down the trees of the other on the other side of it. And sort of just
I mean, that's a feasible idea, and you've got your field gun to sort of rack into the trunks of these things.
Dilbert, cut off his retreat. Or if you can, his knees. But, secondary best, do the retreat.
All right. So Dilbert, having this general idea, just starts bombarding some of the trees nearby to where Monty's location is. It takes a few shots, but one of them is ripped apart, burning and smoldering and falling as it bangs down, taking down branches and fronds from some of the surrounding trees as it falls. Keeping a close eye, Dr. Z can see the form of Monty. He can see now that he has some sort of camouflage on, it seems.
It's like a predator.
Perhaps like his armor is projecting some sort of camouflage field. He
If it
sees
bleeds, we can kill it.
sees a humanoid form jumping from the tree he was in the chaos and jumping into another tree nearby.
Can I telepathically send that to Monty?
To Monty,
sorry,
or
to Herodotus?
yeah.
Oh, I guess all old white men of a certain imperial holding just look the same, do they?
Not going to lie, Herodotus.
Yes.
You are very similar in the belly region.
Oh, how dare he!
Very round.
If you're referring
bold.
to my glorious pondus, it is a mark
How
of
very
wealth,
dare.
influence, and integrity that. And I will not have a word said against.
But yes, you could telepathically transmit your knowledge of which tree to Herodotus.
I say, Harry, it seems your boyfriend is in that tree there.
X.
Harry says
Right.
as he personally helps Dilbert to finally attune the aim.
Yes.
Alrighty. So let's just roll a field gun for Dilbert's attack.
Yes. Creeping barrage.
Herodotus as he punches in the firing code and then makes like as the artillery shells start flying, he makes a dash towards the enemy. He wants to join in the fighting as well. Okay, that could have been better.
But it would have been much worse if Herodotus fired. We've rolled an 11 there. In fact, if that was Herodotus firing, that would have been a 1.
Well, how bad is my fucking skill? Holy.
It's only your
Holy
aim. You've got
crap.
very bad aim. Otherwise, you're quite
You're more of a
combat.
slugger, like, with your baton.
This explains why I was retired from the artillery.
Yeah.
So Dilbert, armed with the knowledge of precisely what tree to shoot, and it's a stationary target, it's not too much of an issue, starts bombarding it with these field gun mortar plasma bursts, and the tree, very easy work is made of it.
Very good, very good.
And you see, as the tree begins collapsing, the camouflaged form of Monty dive out of the tree, landing in the clearing sort of between his tree and Cleo's tree, doing a little roll in the dust and sort of landing with 1 foot, 1 knee, both hands sort of gasping for breath.
Come now, old boy. Let's go at it. I'll give you a chance to regain some shred of your former honor.
It's down to this then, is it, Harry?
It's down to glory.
Well, if I must go, then I'm glad to be glowing alongside the best damn man I ever bumped with.
I was like, what is he gonna say?
He charges towards Herodotus, pulling from his belt just a small, it's like an energy knife. Talking like a hunting knife, but
I thought you said small.
small.
I'm just hungry.
You can make s'mores with this thing.
I love
It's like
good
I'm going to
s'more.
call it an energy hunting knife. He's as the camouflage wears down, you see him. He's wearing his armor. It looks as though he's pulled off like a broken helmet. He's tied a red bandana around his head.
He's gone full fucking Rambo.
Love it.
He's smeared some dirt on his face to break up the patterns. and he charges, lunging
dashing.
at Herodotus with this dagger drawn.
Herodotus sort of tisking and going,
Public displays of affection. Monty, you have sunk low.
I've rolled a natural
Give us
one.
that 100.
all right, did I roll something or are you going to explain the shiz?
So, left to his own devices, Monty is going to fuck this up royally because I've rolled a 92 on my my percentage dice.
Monty is
But that
going
said,
to...
Herodotus doesn't necessarily know that. He just knows that Monty's running at him with a big knife, trying to make
Cold
one
hand
last
knife.
hurrah. So, before I say how Monty's actually go, what is Herodotus going to do here?
So how far is it between
Kiss him.
Herodotus and Monty?
Kiss him. Come on, give him a little kiss.
Yes.
I'm going to say you're sort of you're like 10 meters.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
He
You're
has
close
to
by.
run that long. That's not gonna look
Run
sexy.
into each other's
Okay.
arms.
But 10 meters is a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at options here.
It's like those songs.
You know what?
I'd climb
Maybe
a
it's
mountain. I'd swim an ocean. I'd cross the world. 10 meters though, please.
I take it back. I
Not
take back
running
what
for
I
10
said
meters.
because I
with
thought
both
about
of you
it.
running, it's only 5 meters. That's like,
Come on.
if you're running, that's only a few
Oh,
steps.
that's a
How?
lot. He's got a gammy leg, remember? Oh no, he's got his rocket boots now.
Because
He doesn't
like
anymore.
It's
Yeah,
upgraded.
he's got a fucking
that's
rocket
You've got
leg.
your rocket legs.
I have the roller skate thing.
Oh, look how excited he is.
I
You haven't
forgot
even
about
used
that.
it yet.
I think it's pretty fucking clear what's gonna happen. Herodotus sort of hefting his baton and brandishing his pistol.
He goes, very well. It's the march of the officeriate. One last time.
But rather than charging like some fucking infantryman, Herodotus walks slowly, sort of first trying to pick off kneecaps. Let's see how that goes first, shall we?
Oh my goodness.
Rough.
Wait, so how
Okay,
how
well,
much- how
I'm
much-
not even going to have you roll this because I got a natural 1 there. So, like, no matter what you roll,
Oh, nice.
with my 1 and my 92,
he's accidentally running
Monty is
into my
not in a good.
stuff.
So Monty is running at you, and he's trying to sort of like zigzag. He's if he were a younger man in his heyday, maybe this would have gone better. He was a decorated military officer, of course.
In love.
But his movements are relatively. You've seen that episode of Always Sunny when Mac's trying to run at Charlie with a samurai sword. And he's like, "I'll zigzag," and then Charlie's just got the gun, just going, huh, 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 just like keeping it aimed at him. It's kind of just a bit like that. As it's almost a bit pathetic as Herodotus takes out one kneecap. And Monty, looking down with dismay, stumbles before taking another step, dragging his damaged leg, and is shot in the other kneecap, collapsing down onto the jungle floor, still clutching his hunting knife, letting out a pair of howls of pain. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. As he's looking up, spittle flying between his clenched teeth, as in pain, he continues to sort of drag himself along the ground towards Herodotus, stabbing at the ground with a hunting knife to get better purchase.
Consider yourself dismounted, old boy. And now for the true charge.
And he fires up the rocket skate.
Go kiss,
Alright.
go kiss your boyfriend.
I don't even know what to call this attack, but give me a D20 to successfully blast this rocket skate into it. What's the sort of the end goal at collision point?
Well, that remains to be seen. I'm thinking a proper Glasgow kiss, just to kind of go both ways here, as Herodotus is one to do. You don't know what a Glasgow kiss is?
Is it just a punch?
Is that the thing where you cut here?
Imagine.
That's a Chelsea grin.
No,
Okay.
imagine that you have
Similar
the other guy's head here,
locations.
and then book.
Oh, that seems painful.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it'll
And
be a-
Herodotus has still got his energy fucking force field as well.
That's true. And also, it'll be a kiss of a sort, won't it?
Yes, it'd be quite nice.
Alrighty, let's just have like a nice flat D6 for damage here because your head, well encased in its shield, is going to be a semi-lethal weapon. Alright, Herodotus blasting
It's pretty
his
dense, man.
on his rocket skate leg.
So good.
Charges in, scooping the drooling, growling, spittle-flinging form of Monty, scooping him off the ground by the scruff, grabbing him and slamming his armored head directly into the head of Monty. We're talking 3 points of damage, just like that. Monty goes, "Ah!" and grabs on to Herodotus weakly. Now he's unable to stand on his ruined legs, but he's hanging on to Herodotus for dear life, almost in a hug, almost sort of sobbing. Harry, there's one last thing I must tell you. And he holds on as tight as his arms will. and Herodotus can hear a beeping sound from within Monty's armor. Like, I never loved you.
Oh, we are now at trajectory, right? Like I activated the rocket skate, so I'm holding him as we are zooming along. I assume.
Yeah. You're still like, kind of, like haphazardly on one leg, propelled through this jungle, probably on the verge of smashing into a tree.
So I think at that point, Herodotus has to kind of just aim them for a tree, and goes, "That stings worse than the knife, Monty. But somehow I must let you go," and kind of hurls him forward back towards
as Herodotus stops rather abruptly, his one other leg skidding through the underbrush, sending up a shower of dirt, releasing Monty. Monty's arms ripped off him by the pure speed of
Shit. His legs
the beeping from within the armor. Beep, 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 beep. And at the moment that Monty is about to collide with the tree, his arms and legs outstretched in front of him, just flying backwards at great velocity, as his mouth widening into a, oh no, I did not expect
Watch out for that
shape.
tree.
The self-destruct mechanism that he had enabled goes off, and in just a horrible, dirty splatter of blood, Monty is no more.
Lame.
Cleo up
just-
in a tree for no reason.
Cleo, I think this is a bit of a moment for Herodotus. I don't know if we should be.
We're gonna slide down now.
And Herodotus is just standing there, kind of almost shivering as you kind of come up to him from behind. And he turns. He's gone. Finally.
Yes.
He's gone. I'm free. The profits are all mine.
Can we loot him?
I don't think there's much to loot in this
Yeah,
one.
he kind of just blew
Just
up into
seeing.
a tree.
Well, if he
There's,
had anything cool, that might be intact.
There's not a lot left of him, no.
Not even like a golden snuff box or
if there's a golden snuff box, I'm having that.
that cool knife.
I guess I used to slide down the tree and just like run to loot immediately.
Cleo has
Yeah,
become
man,
Hakes
gotta
again.
bring that disrespect.
Cleo has no understanding of heartbreak.
Cleo's
Oh
a
my God.
survivor.
We are in a universe of multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Cleo coming in quite hungrily and starts pouring through. It's kind of just a big red puddle, and it's spread so thin that there isn't even much human goo left. It is just like a splatter explosion spread quite far, all the way up the tree. There are bits and pieces, almost like sort of shrapnel of what once was Monty's equipment, but you don't find anything particularly whole until you spot on the ground, practically at Herodotus's feet, a shiny golden glint. What appears to be an intact medal.
A ring?
A ring? Oh, it should have been a ring.
Me and Dr. Z are gonna amble over there and pick it up and hand it to Herodotus and say, "Well,
Yes.
to the victor."
Chin up, old boy. Sorry about your friend there. Your ex-friend. Your ex for exploded, I guess. Haha. Well.
Well, we tried to tell him. We tried to tell him. Never kick a cow turd on a hot day.
Harry looks up at them, and for the first time, maybe ever, it might appear to them that he actually sees them. And he leans against them and hugs and goes, "I've got all the friends I need. Right here."
He do. He do. He do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
Dilbert, bring your artillery ass over here.
Come on, Dilbert.
Dilbert, a stationary field gun on the ground with a tripod, sort of just lets out a dejected.
He is part of the group as well. Part of the family.
Yes. I'm only here because I cannot move, Herodotus.
Behind you can sort of hear the flapping of great wings, and you realize that the two dactyls have now managed to sort of dry themselves out and shed the majority of the jelly stuff as it sort of dissolves, much like a cheap sanitary hand gel in the
It's
air.
very important at
There's
these
still like a
times.
weird artificial smell, but
That's
the
fine.
dactyls seem to have sort of freed themselves now.
Love a good smell.
Who done?
I'm into it.
Man, that was pretty emotional.
Yeah, wow. That's the most emotional we've ever been on this podcast.
I felt that, man.
Mm.
It was very like intimate for
Yes.
us.
I mean, that was a lot for a random character you came up on this.
The dactyls came back to us, though, right?
Turned into a cross between Rambo and the Predator at the end of it.
If only they had kissed.
Mm. Well, you did in your own way.
Well, maybe they
You
did.
gave him a kiss.
No, I meant Rambo and the Predator. We
Oh,
kissed.
right.
Oh.
Ah.
Well,
That was more.
I'm sure there's a
that was more
fanfic
than
that
intimate.
exists of that. So,
Oh yeah.
Oh, there is. There is.
Roll
Don't
24.
worry.
mm.
I feel like Rambo would have dealt with the Predator a lot quicker than Arnie did.
Mm.
Well,
I've not seen enough Rambo movies. I've only seen like one of the newer ones, and I didn't like it that much. So, no idea.
The best Rambo.
So anyway,
the best
your
best
ship.
Arnold movie is obviously the one with Danny DeVito with their twin.
kindergarten cop.
No, the one where the one where he's twins with Danny DeVito.
It's called Brothers or something. It's not twins.
Something like that. It's a great movie. I can't remember the name.
It is called
I mean,
twins.
it's not. It's
What is it called? Brothers?
Two
brothers.
Fuck.
So your ship, the Grey Dragon, of course, is still docked back at the BioLife facility.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
It was being overseen in a sort of defense capacity, at least, by Monty. But there may still well be, well, there definitely are all the Wraith workers who are lazing about and various other forces back there.
Didn't you say that one of the ships went back to the
One of the
BioLife
ships
facility?
did go back.
Uh-oh.
So,
Dick.
in the amount of time you've spent,
No, come on.
they are forewarned about the fact that
Fuck.
Monty's attack has gone disastrously
I knew
wrong.
it was too easy.
Is somebody about to take our shit again?
No, we just need to let Harry get in there and take charge.
That's what Monty used to say.
All right. Dactyls?
Yeah, what's the go? How are you approaching this?
Well, seems like we got two dactyls and a place to be.
Lead the way,
I know
man.
that.
Lead the way.
It's almost like I'm trying to guide you towards something.
It seems pretty obvious where we're going.
Seems like
Seems like you may have even
I don't
described
know.
that we
Let's
are there.
stay here. Let's stay here and hunt for clues about
Blues Clues.
what might be in the
Blues
woods.
Clues.
What do you guys think about just hanging out
Yeah.
here and looking for a new civilization? Or
And Rod just kind of shrugs.
We could just leave.
we could stay here forever and just us and the dactyls.
Indeed, we could make common cause with the jelly people.
You already have, though.
We could cause a popular uprising. Well, yeah, I mean, in
I
sort of
do
a
love.
military way.
I do.
Im-
I do love that idea, Harry. I let you know that the jelly people were really. I really enjoyed them.
Well, you keep your disgusting predilections to yourself, Bear. But I say we could arm them.
Well,
We could turn them into an unstoppable force of violence. We could launch a
Well, it
great,
looked like they had
glorious
arms
crusade among
already.
the stars, establish a new empire. Oh, Bear, we could establish the empire of Ursus Major. We could rule unstoppable. The doctor in charge of all things mundane. You in charge of explosions. Me, an unstoppable force of glory. Think of it, Bear. And all on the wave
I'm thinking.
of jellied evil we have conjured upon this planet. It's a brilliant plan. Think of it.
well, yeah. I'm not going to argue it.
Well,
I get to be in charge of explosions. I get to keep my dactyl.
obviously.
Um,
We'll have it written up.
I sure did. You know, I got pet a lot when we got here at
You
first.
got
and
what?
That seemed like it might be an okay thing. I don't know what that was all about, but it seemed all right.
Very well. Where do we find the jellies?
At this point, over your radios, the voice of Reese, sounding a little bit perturbed.
Audience, this is the sign of a truly great deal.
My friends! I am being moved. Is this your decision?
No.
Hell no
Absolutely
reason
not.
ain't.
Computer, come join us. We're taking over the universe.
I I am afraid my circuits are being disabled.
Who in the blazes makes a computer that can feel fear? What an absolute waste of processing power. Very well, I suppose we'll have to go get the gold scrap heap. Come on,
yes,
Bear,
also,
you can drive the pterodactyl.
Can we keep an eye out for a droid I can kind of repurpose? At the moment, I'm a glorified backpack.
As long as there's nothing dirty. Sounds suggestive to me. Repurpose, you say?
Well,
Yes.
Cleo is gonna jump up on her dactyl,
Monty used to be repurposing. It was disgusting.
and they are gonna have like a moment of apology for the gel and some understanding that was necessary, even though it was maybe not nice. And that
Next time there will be a warning.
I would like to continue this partnership together, if it's okay with the dactyl.
Beautiful.
The dactyl doesn't necessarily understand all that, but is kind of like happy enough to be agile and mobile, although it is like almost like compulsively grooming. It's just sort of like pecking at and sort of flapping its wings.
Cleo believes that the dactyl does understand all of that.
It's rubbing up against Cleo as much as possible to try and get some sort of animal scent back on it, because it really doesn't enjoy smelling like this gel. But it seems
Oh,
at
I
least
like
agreeable
that.
to Cleo. It's hard to know if it was even aware Cleo was to blame for the gel in the first place.
Looks like we're friends, so it's all right. It's all right. Okay. Looks like we got someplace to be.
Yes, we need to go get old Reese back.
Come on, Z. Come on.
I can't really go anywhere else.
Bless your heart. You ain't got a choice in this. Bless your heart. Come on up, because, well, I'm coming on up, so act like you got some sense.
Brilliant.
Alrighty, what's the go? You gonna fly back?
Yeah, you got to make hay while the sun shines. We're going
Yes.
to Reese and the egg, because guess who ain't watching it? Us.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern too, I guess. Poor little egg. Alright, so as you mount back onto these dactyls and they spread their wings and kick their way up above the jungle canopy, you start heading back towards the facility, and you can see, even from a bit of a distance, that something's going on with the facility. You can't see any of the wraiths lounging about playing dice games and whatever else they were getting up to. Everyone seems to have either evacuated or gone inside. But right in the middle, there was a sort of almost like a sort of a dusty town square section, and in the middle of that sits your starship. All the lights off. It's just sitting there, and standing, waiting there in front of it, tapping her feet. There's a very good-looking woman. A very I say good-looking. Like, she's very well put together. She's wearing like a lot of fine clothes. She's got like a very long coat
So
and a
you don't
matching
mean good
skirt.
looking like Brick House? You mean good looking like...
Brett.
She looks kind of timeless and of indeterminate age. She has like a sort of a proud, strong maturity to her, but her face is more or less unlined.
Oh, wow.
With long hair and very, very severe fringe or bangs.
Okay.
Dressed in this long coat, matching skirt of a sort of a shiny, plasticky red and purple material. And she's standing there in front of the ship, tapping her foot and sort of looking and then sort of nodding to herself as she sees the dactyls approaching.
Well, this looks like a problem. But I'm not going to slow down my dactyl. I'm going to come in hot. Dr. Z, what do you think about that? Dr. Z.
Oh, yeah. Can I do a telepathy from here to try and figure out who this person is?
Give me a telepathy roll.
Dilbert,
All right.
assess the ranging.
It's a 21.
Oh, yeah. 21.
You reach out with your telepathy and you, in the position of the woman, do not sense anything.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a hologram.
I can test that theory. I have got the
Alright.
artillery trained.
We do not want to hurt Reese.
Oh, no, of course. I also...
Yeah, we're going in, aren't we?
I also had that misgiving. I just wanted to lend my side. You know how it is.
At this point, the woman is beckoning you with almost sort of bored look on her face.
Oh, excellent. There we go. I believe there's another opportunity for you to do your old negotiations, your high diplomacy, Herodotus.
Oh, well, she's bored, is she? She's bored. Ain't been enough happening on this planet today for her little self.
I'll put
She's
my...
bored.
There we go. We could have Cleo
She's
talk to
bored.
I'll
her.
put my charm to
Let's
the
all
work.
go down there and see if we can fix it.
Let's...
We could all talk to her at once, perhaps.
Herodotus tries to speed ahead. He wants to come in and make it in.
No.
Alrighty.
No, actually, I've changed my mind, Cleo. We should be there first. Quickly.
All right, we're going to speed up, and then we're going to do one of those, like not
Now,
a
this
donut.
is pod racing.
Basically, yeah, but it's kind of like if you were on ice skates, you would do one of those, like, and it would just go... And it would be like an
we
ice
need to jump
spray.
off quickly. We need to jump
But
off
we're
quickly.
gonna do
Cleo,
that,
be like,
and then I'm gonna
introduce
jump
ourselves
off
first.
and like.
Okay, I'm gonna need some D20s here if you're racing
knew he
one
wasn't gonna
another
let
to
us
talk
have
to
that.
this woman.
All right, it's fucking up.
Cool. Well, I rolled a D20 just now, and I got
I
a
got a
15,
4,
so
so
that
that
must
didn't go
mean
very
that I
fucking
get to
well
do
for
my
me.
little thing.
Okay, so
Can I roll as well
Herodotus.
to see if I beat Cleo to the handshake?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, no.
that's the one thing you can do. You've got an arm.
I rolled a 3. I'm definitely coming last.
Well, it looks like
Damn
I win.
Looks like Cleo's our negotiator.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so
Fine.
Herodotus digging his heels in to get up to speed, the dactyl letting out and sort of diving in faster, but then Cleo diving in even faster, sort of just flanking around and like getting in Herodotus's way as she lands before he can, forcing Herodotus to have to land a little bit out of the way. The dactyl skidding in the square, kicking
man.
up dust everywhere as Cleo, almost in sort of just one motion, steps off its back and lumbers along towards the woman to greet her. Dr. Z's one hand sort of flailing, trying to get in and shake her hand first, but not really achieving much, as the woman just stands there, almost impatient, a flicker of annoyance in her eyes as dirt sort of flies up and sort of flies all around her, but not really flinching or responding as she stands and does not extend a hand to shake Cleo's.
Well, okay, I see that we have got, some feelings to talk about. Pleased to meet you. My name is Cleo, DeCap, professional slinger of bangs, booms, and bops. And this here's my crew. I'm the official spokesperson for this collective. And in this family, we don't hide the drama. We bring it out on the front porch, parade it, and give it a cocktail. And you look like you could use one. So what's your name?
Yes. You people have been a real problem for our operations here in one day, it seems. It's funny how things can change so quickly. It's like looking at her watch, be like, we have determined that BioLife no longer has any desire to do work here. You have made the entire thing financially unviable. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that we'll be packing up now. Your friend Monty has really gone and done it. It's the last time I contract ex-military. The private sector has always been much better at these things. You'll find your ship uninjured. It should be turning on very shortly after we get the last of our people out of here. Do you have anything else to say for yourselves?
Can Herodotus come hustle up right then fucking now?
Yep.
Okay.
He might need to because Cleo's just standing there like this.
Save your deer.
Yeah.
Bear! Get the bloody hell out of my way. Madam, you have been nincompooped. The treacherous Monty
Oh,
Has
Miss Lady, you really done did it now. You really done did it. You stepped in it. You kicked a cow turd on a hot day. Now you see him coming? That sounds like a you problem
The
now.
treacherous Monty has bamboozled us both, and I do believe that with good faith and the goodwill of all mankind and other superlatives of the Empire, we can make a deal here today to the benefit of us both and for your wretched company. What say you, wench?
Her eyebrow raises at that final insult. And like
it
looking at Herodotus, planting one hand on her hip, and sort of like you can see like the cogs turning her head, like she's sort of deciding like how much time does she want to waste on this interaction. It's like, what part of non-financially viable don't you understand, my good
I
man?
understand that you've been sorely misinformed, madam. The local wildlife, those gelatinous ones, gold mine. Don't you see?
Are you telling her that shit she didn't know and you're telling
They
her?
need me. They're gonna need me for
We have sunk enough resources into this pathetic little hellhole. We will get our raw materials elsewhere.
And
Good day.
good madam, why would you see a loss where you could see a profit? Are you no capitalist? What?
Frankly, my
What are
friend,
you?
we have lost more on this venture than we can ever see ourselves gaining. The infrastructure is not in place to refine the raw materials. Quite frankly, this whole thing was speculative in the first place.
That's just not very imaginative, is it?
Madam,
Gotta
good
get
lady.
creative.
Grant me your patience, and let me present to you the deal I struck with Monty, and perhaps, in light of some fine legal work, you will understand what can be earned here.
Really,
She's,
you think
she's
a lady
tapping
with a
her
duster
foot.
like that would get more creative?
Tapping her foot and sort of like nodding along. Doesn't even look like she's really quite listening. And she's just, you can see like in the corner of her eyes, she's looking up and you can see some big transport ships taking off from inside the compound behind her.
Oh, very well. I see here not a company worth doing business with. You who see but small loss, and you cut tail and run. That is what they did back in 74. Didn't work then, won't work now. Do you have backbone, madam? Do you have honor?
I think I've entertained this nonsense for quite long enough. I hope I do not run into the three of you again. Good day.
Wait.
Madam, let me make you this promise. If you do not listen now, I shall make sure that you will. See us again, I mean. If that wasn't
And
we will haunt
at
you.
this moment, all these things are happening at once. She vanishes in a flash.
She was a fucking hologram.
And you
God
see
damn
on
it.
the ground where she was standing a small hologram projector. The transport ships behind shooting off out of the atmosphere of the planet as the lights flicker back on the Grey Dragon and a voice reappears on your radios. Salvated! Oh my!
Dick, can I pick that up?
have arrived very quickly, my friends.
breathe. You know what our nostalgia for you just cost me? Bloody ruddy hell.
And yeah, you're left
quite a lot of
standing
loss for you today, Herodotus.
in a bit of a ghost town. The facilities, you can see all the mining equipment has been packed up, all the transport ships have been packed up. All that's left is the basic sort of nuts and bolts of the place. All the buildings are still in place. All the staff have gone. All the expensive equipment is gone.
Is there any like loader robot left that I can just go and jerry rig for my purposes so that I've got something to walk around on?
Well, looking around and stuff, you can see that it looks as though BioLife have been rather diligent in picking up anything that they can repurpose on another venture.
Okay.
All that's left
Okay.
behind are the things that they've custom built for the jobs, all the buildings, all the paths, the tables, and that sort of thing.
I'm gonna pick up that projector though.
Put it in your bucket.
Yep.
Why not?
Thank you.
Harry, all might not be lost yet. We could still go and see the jelly people and still load up Reese here with as much cargo as we can carry. Won't need to call it a loss.
I do believe you have a point there. We could set up our own venture. Hire ships. The bear could do, the numbers. You could do the medical work. I could be the tycoon of guano. We're going to rule the universe through the monetary gains of this efficient yet magnificently reproducible
Wouldn't be
venture.
the first time I was real interested in another alien's shit.
Wherever the star winds blow, there shall our trading posts be reached. The grandiose products of this planet shall be our trademark throughout the universe. Universe? What about multiverses? Good Lord, there's so much money to be earned. Can you keep up with the numbers, Bear? Can you?
I got it. I got it,
Very
Harry. Keep
well.
going.
I can smell the profit even now.
Okay.
It
Well,
smells like paint fumes.
Okay. I'm writing it down. I'm remembering
sweet
it.
Money.
Well, what's everybody else gonna do tonight? I know me and Dan are gonna both jet the hell out of here so that we can become samurais.
What are you
am
playing?
getting
What are you
out of
playing?
this audio cave and going to go play Ghosts of
Ghost of Tsushima.
Can we talk about the story, or have you not
Tsushima.
gotten very far?
I've
I've
only
gotten
just-
really
I'm still,
far.
like,
Can we
Yeah.
can we talk about how dog shit
I'm
the
not
story
far
is?
at all.
Or
I would love to talk
'cause I
about the
don't know what's
story.
going
Oh,
on
okay.
yet. Can we do that
Plug your
next
Yeah,
week?
ears,
when I've gone a
Dan.
little
Don't be a
further?
baby. Go underwater.
No, let's just
no, he's right.
we do
Don't
another
spoil the game.
do it next
But
time.
just
Evan, though, you missed out last week. We talked about we had some Lord of the Rings chat.
Uh-oh.
And we laughed, knowing that if you had heard us, you would have maybe been a bit upset.
no, let me
Um,
hear.
We were
What did
we
we
talking
say about Lord of the
um,
Rings? I can't remember.
We said Frodo.
I
was
said that I
bit
hate
shit.
everyone in the story except.
Sam.
You hate.
Nah,
You-
that's not what
no,
I
but you
said.
also said that you said you didn't like Frodo.
I don't.
And
I can see that.
And,
I can
yeah.
understand not like.
I think
What were
Frodo's
your thoughts
horrible.
there, Evan?
I mean, I like the character. I don't know. I'm not upset. If
I want some drama, Evan. Can you please
No,
please be more
Why are you
against
angry?
Taylor's viewpoint?
I mean,
Who's your
I'd be
favorite
more
character
interested.
in
I
Lord
can
of the Rings?
absolutely see not liking Frodo. He's the incarnation of like the British officer class, and Sam is supposed to be his batsman. And so it's a reflection of a generation of people who are naively went to war with delusions of grandeur. Like I can absolutely see not liking that character at all.
so
But he's
reasonable.
also
I was
a
hoping
weak
I was
little
hoping for
baby.
some
No,
more.
I like the story and I like the writing of the character. He's fine, you know, like he failed.
But
Which
if you were going to be friends with someone in Lord of the Rings, who would you pick?
oh, Gimli, Enid, come on.
Even
Fuck are you
though-
talking about?
He's a bit
Even
racist,
though-
That's
though,
what
isn't
the
he?
guy
I want
is
that from
out
you.
on an unsanctioned mission, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna break all the fucking rules. I'm gonna bring these uplanders down into the Dwarven. He didn't know that it was fucking overrunning shit. Like, the guy is cool as hell. He's like, my family has had
Okay, if you were
grudges
going to
ag-
be boyfriends with somebody,
Galadriel, I guess. There's something about like the powerfulness there that's cool.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
I mean,
Everyone
she'd
has
be
to
like
choose.
distant and not giving
I mean,
a fuck. They
That
wouldn't.
would,
she?
yeah, but that
Everyone
would make
has
me
to choose
Celeborn, and that would be
someone.
worth it, you know. They're like the greatest.
Oh, Celeborn was such a cunt.
Dude, whatever. He's one of the greatest warlords of all time. Who cares? The guy had it going on. The guy was fucking genius.
I guess.
Yeah. They're different. They're different
I
than
do
us.
not know enough about Lord of the Rings.
Dan, who would you be
I'm like,
boyfriend?
yep.
Who would
Hey,
you be boyfriends with?
Taylor.
Pick. You have to
I'm
pick
just
now.
saying, you know, don't shame people.
Dan's over there like Frodo.
I mean, who's
I don't know.
who's the least of a dick, really? I mean, everyone's a bit of a dick.
Gimli's
aren't
not a dick. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
they? No,
fucking
Gimli
at
is
me, boy.
possibly the
He's-
only one. Possibly
But
the
he's
only
a
one
little
who isn't.
racist.
Yeah, we're
He's a
wondering
bit
is
racist.
Gimli
Yeah, but
racist
he
now?
gets over
He
it.
gets over it.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
improves.
all right,
And
okay.
also, that racism isn't by choice. That is deeply cultural. He cannot be blamed for how he
Oh,
is
does
raised.
that make
no,
it
I'm just saying
okay?
he can't be blamed for how he's raised. And you have to.
Because I mean, like Aragorn's a pissy little
Yeah,
shit,
and
isn't
he
he? He's just like,
effectively-
you're like,
No,
he's probably
Aragorn's an
I'll go on this
Aquarius,
mission
so
to
he's
save
just-
the world, but I'm not going to go become king.
No, yeah,
Fuck that. Yeah, okay.
Aragorn's problem is that he's so weird that nobody gets it and they just feel offended by it all the time when really he's probably having such a hard time focusing on what's going on
Yeah.
that he's just like, boy, things would be easier if I could get some Wellbutrin up in this bitch. Like,
What
he
the-
probably has no idea what's going on. I mean,
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I'm loving it.
What? Okay, first of all, what's Wellbutrin? And secondly, what do you mean? He's been running this like giant defense campaign, standing in for the fallen Northern Empire, like the Northern Kingdom, for like decades.
but he's obviously got ADHD.
yeah. I mean, he lives out in the fucking forest most of the time. He's
Like, there's a lot
he's
going
pretty
on. I
special.
also don't like
It's
him.
like, have you ever met anyone who speaks Latin?
Yeah.
Have you?
I didn't
And
like them
Gandalf.
either.
Gandalf, I
No,
kind
yeah.
of like, but he is
Nah,
an actual
Gandalf's a big
cunt.
old dick.
He's an actual
he's a proper,
cunt. Like
he's a proper wizard, is what he is. An
he is a
absolute
Dick
mean,
likes that.
dick.
mean, unpleasant
He's just
fellow. Like
he's
he
just
doesn't,
playing this giant
doesn't-
strategy game.
doesn't really care about mortals
No.
all that much, does he?
Well,
Dick's
he's
got a
It's,
type.
It's weird, right? Because he does obviously have empathy, in spite of the fact that he doesn't understand the concept of death, which is kind of interesting. I mean, the whole reason why, like, Terry Pratchett doesn't write about elves and well, he writes about vampires, but only like a detached form. He never writes about elves because, like,
Hey,
elves are immortal. They
they
don't understand empathy. They would be psychopaths, all of them.
maybe.
Well, I like for me, like elves, I always make them dickheads because I've never I could never understand like the Dungeons and Dragons like benevolent like going out and partying with humans elf if they've been around for
that would be
thousands of
different.
years. That makes no sense.
Have you ever met anyone who's just like a little too nice?
Oh, I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
get it, because
Like
if
a
you had
Mormon.
any
No,
idea
no,
how
but
many
there's a
people in
creepy element
Iceland
with the
think that
Mormons.
they've gone out
But I'm
into the
thinking,
country
like-
and banged an elf.
Jesus. No, I'm thinking, oh man, come on. No, I mean, it's like some people, you meet them and they're just like nice, and not in like a creepy way. They're just like really nice people, and they don't want anything, and they're just nice, right? And you can't quite figure out what their fucking deal is. That's kind of like elves. Like they just do shit that obviously it has a function. If you look at the world in the perspective of someone who lives for thousands of years, right?
I don't believe in that.
What?
Someone's asking you to believe in it.
fucking conversation hijacker. Ay, babe.
I didn't know how else to deflate it.
Skip.
Patreons.
Patrons.
Painters.
We are a tiny globe floating in space. And we are not being carried by a giant turtle, but by these people. And they...
Yes. They carry us on their backs. They're sweaty backs.
They do. And if they refused to do that, we would cease to travel the universe. And so
Yeah.
big, fat, sticky thanks.
Juicy.
I don't know why I had
Oh,
to...
big fat sticky thanks.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you know you like it.
I was thinking.
Don't-
Yeah.
Don't
Hey,
shy
you know
away
what?
from it. You know you like it.
You know what? Yeah.
Dripping
well,
with pataya juice.
Pataya.
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 Let me pataya something.
Okay, now we're getting tenuous.
So yeah, the first patron of the day is Cheaper by the Dungeon.
There's
Thank you
always
very
more
much.
treasure.
I know, now I feel like now that I've sung Cheaper by the Dungeon about 38 times on like every episode, now I've graduated to singing the second part of that. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Thank you for being one
Excellent.
of our globe bearers. And
Thank you.
Lucas Duff.
Atlas Duff.
Atlas
Yeah.
stuff.
Sometimes people call him that.
'Cause he carries
Yeah.
carries the world on his shoulders.
And he carries probably a couple
Carries the
more
load.
podcasts too, if we're being honest,
Yeah.
including his own.
Like Ballad of the Seven Dice.
Indeed.
Check him out.
And Marcus Brackelman,
Thank you, Marcus.
one of my favorite flavors of froyo.
A fun name to say as well.
Yeah.
Brockelman.
Love it. It's one of my top 10.
Good times.
Fernando Garcia, who's another favorite top 10.
Yeah, because you share the same last name.
We do. And that's why he gets to be on the list. No.
And he wears
And
the
have his
Clan
own
Garcia
station.
tartan along with you.
He does.
we
yes.
do have a tartan.
There can be only one.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there's a couple more than
There's
that.
a bunch.
There's a few of us out there. I'm holding down Iceland for our people, but there's a lot of us. And then Noodle, whose real name is Dan, never forget.
I know. What a thief.
And
Oh, what a thief.
Right.
Stealing my name. What a thief.
right now he's like, don't tell people my real name, but we did.
Oh, shit. We
Yeah,
fucked
got
that
it
up
out
then.
there.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't say
Look for
that.
Dan. You'll find him.
If you look for Dan, you'll never find him, and that's why it works. And then the
You look for Noodle, you have better chance of finding him.
Noodle, but with zeros.
Yeah.
And the Abale Queen, who is a map maker.
Balquan.
Okay, did we decide how to say that yet?
No.
Nah.
No, I was just taking. Yeah.
I was like, no shit.
Nah.
But it's like a wasp
well,
elf.
that's-
Wasp elf. Waspy elf, yeah.
Well,
Waspeth.
if you need some maps, you know where she lives.
Check her out.
And Nicole, who's actually
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, guys.
marketing
it's
coordinator.
Nicole.
Yeah. Nicola is amazing. And yeah. And as you say, Tay, is our marketing coordinator
Yeah.
is helping the show out.
So not only is she really carrying this globe, but she's really
She really
carrying this
carrying the
globe
globe.
because,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, she's like, maybe
There
she's
are
like
those carrying the
rotating the
globe.
globe and pointing a laser pointer at it. I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Wait, what's the laser pointer?
It's to like to coax the cats to like around on the
That's
globe.
one of them. That is
Perfect.
and then
Yeah.
Randy,
Randy.
who
Randy.
is also a podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About drinks and being shirtless.
Well, yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, and that's. I don't know what to say about it.
just Randy.
I was picturing it. Oh, sorry.
What are they call Randy? He has like some sort of extra nickname, didn't he?
What do you
They
mean?
called him something else at one point. It's the same thing when he was like making like a burger restaurant with the mustard walrus guy.
I don't know.
This sounds like a whole thing.
It's the whole thing.
But yeah, you people out there, you patrons, you carriers of the globe, we love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything that you do.
You
Amazing.
saved us.
And we'll see you back here next week.
Same bastard time. Same bastard channel.
Y'all come back now, you hear? Bye.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_Bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.
Richard, did you remember to disinfect your hand?
Richard, did you wash your hand? Did you wash your hands?
Did you?
All clean and dry.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't
did you
believe it. I
scrub
don't believe it for a
proper?
minute. Did you use soap though?
I
Did
didn't
you
count
use soap?
20 seconds.
He never uses soap. Dolores, he doesn't. He doesn't use soap. When he goes
Dolores.
there. I have to go in with him. And make him
That's
use
what's a
soap.
life hack. You can get one of those squeezy things and you can fill it full of flour and water and it works as good as soap.
Let's be honest, Dolores. You going in with him has less to do about the soap and more to do about the lotion. I mean, he just spends hours in there.
Are you both called Dolores?
Yeah,
I
I
was
guess.
just trying to figure that out as well.
we are Dolores.
We're both double Dolores.
with the double D.
Dolores and Dolores too.
D&D. Dolores and Dolores.
You can just call us the dolls.
Yeah.
With
I
the
love it.
DDs on the BB. You know what I
Do
mean?
you
Big
live opposite
Dolores
each
and
other?
little and bigger
Or, like,
Dolores.
in the same building. Double
Double
D's.
D's.
Double D. Keep bringing
Not even a
from the chat here.
brazier can contain us, eh, Dolores? Yeah.
Oh,
I need a cigarette.
Contain yourself.
My.
Compress it chest wise.
Yeah, we need that support. We need a lot
The
of support.
wire
That's
brim,
why
that's
there's
what
two of
does
us.
it.
That's why
That's
there's
what
two of
does
us
it.
for the support.
It's for wonders, it does wonders.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be lopsided. but
Miraculous.
You know, it happens.
You just
Everybody. It happens.
Want to keep pushing it, till it all spills out.